Chapter 25:15. Give it to me. The subordinate carefully handed the phone to Ian. Ian took the phone. What, Master Ian? How is it? Did you find her? Ian really wanted to find Professor Liu's other daughter right now. Not yet. So you called me to talk nonsense with me? Ian asked with a cold smile. No. I called to ask if you have any news about Miss Hua. What does that have to do with you? Ian frowned slightly. I'm afraid that Miss Hua will get in the way if I find her. After all, the Liu family must know where she is. You mean the Liu family has been secretly protecting her? Ian asked. That's very possible. Hua Xiqian was deliberately mystifying. If that's what you're afraid of, then don't worry. Liu Yan is in Pakistan and can't be in two places at once. She won't mess things up with you. Then I'm relieved. The 1-month deadline will be up soon. I don't want you to go back on your word. If you can't find her by then, I'll find her even if I have to massacre the entire sea city. As for you, don't think that you'll be fine just because Nalo treats you well. I didn't think that. Anyways, I'll do my best. Don't worry. Hua Xiqian smiled. Then he hung up. Boss, are we really going to do what Mr. Ian said and hand her over? Ching asked anxiously. I have my own plans. Did you tell her what I asked you to tell her? Hua Xiqian asked. Yeah. She said she understands and will do as you say. But, is a month enough time? Ching asked. It's enough. It takes less than a month to drive a wedge between a couple. But Hua Mian is smart and difficult to deal with, then Miss Hua will have a hard time during this time. It's okay, I'll end everything soon. When the time comes. I'll be by her side forever and won't let her suffer anymore, Hua Xiqian said as he picked up Hua Min's photo. His eyes were filled with love. He always believed that no one else in this world loved Hua Min as much as he did. GK headquarters, President Qin, sister's son from the IT department wants to see you, Bella reported. Let her in. Qin Chu lowered his head and signed stacks of documents without looking up. The woman who came in was about 40 years old. She looked gentle and elegant, wearing a black sweater and red wide-legged pants. She had a good temperament. Chairman Qin. You are. When Qin Chu saw this woman, he couldn't remember her at all. Because there were too many people in the company, he couldn't remember any of the other employees except for the higher-ups who often attended meetings. President Qin, I'm Sun Xiao, the one who was hospitalized a few days ago because of a heart attack. Oh, what's the matter? Here's the thing. I heard that you carried me to the ambulance and saved me in time. My family and I are very grateful to you, so after work tonight, we booked a table at Mu Mansion restaurant and invited you to dinner. I know you're very busy, but I really want to thank you. Oh, I also invited Miss Zhang who saved me at the hospital that day. She's been very good and took care of me for the past few days. What time? Qin Chu asked. Qin Chu was about to say no, but when he heard the woman mention Miss Zhang, probably Zhang Manlin, he changed his mind. Chapter 25:16. Oh, so you're saying yes. The woman was overjoyed. I'm asking what time. 6:00, room 808 of the Wood Mansion. Okay, I got it. You can leave now. Thank you, President Qin. Sun Xiao thought that President Qin wouldn't give her face. After all, she was just a small employee at GK's headquarters. She didn't expect President Qin to agree. Her mood improved a lot. When it was almost time to get off work, Bella knocked on the door and walked in. President Qin, you have an exclusive interview with Time magazine at 6:30 tonight. Cancel it for me. Assistant Yang booked it for you when she was here. She said it's a good interview. It's okay, I'm busy tonight. Oh, okay. When is Assistant Yang coming back? Chin Chu asked. She's still recovering. It'll be at least 2 months, Bella replied. Okay, I got it. You can leave now. Okay, President Chin. Dr. Fan from the neurology department was supposed to be on duty today, but her daughter had a high fever and had to go home to take care of her. Hua Min was supposed to get off work, so he stayed behind to take over her shift. Around 6:30, Hua Min had just walked out of the cafeteria after dinner when he heard a few nurses talking loudly. Hey, did you guys see Zhang Manlin's post? No, I don't have her WeChat. Why? I just saw her post on WeChat. Guess who she's having dinner with now? Who? I promise you won't be able to guess. Don't be surprised if I tell you. She's with President Chin. President Chin? Which President Chin? What's wrong with you guys? Who else could it be? Of course, it's the big boss of GK. But, isn't that our vice director's husband? Yeah, you're right. The vice director probably doesn't know yet. I saw her working overtime in the cafeteria tonight. She probably didn't know that her husband was having dinner with another woman. Yeah, my heart aches when I see the vice director. Zhang Manlin looks nice, but I don't think she's as nice as the vice director. Men, you really think about it day and night. The vice president has already given birth to 2 children, yet you still want to go out and cheat. Maybe it's because she wants a son. Who knows? Anyway, isn't it normal for rich families to do such things? That's true. But if I were the vice principal, I would take the opportunity to get together with Lord Su. Anyway, Lord Su has pursued the vice principal for so long. The husband and wife should just go their separate ways. The nurses were all born in the 90s, so their thinking was also avant-garde. They spoke without thinking, and most of what they said was just a gossip. When Hua Min heard this, he couldn't help but feel uncomfortable. She leaned against the remote corridor of the hospital and took out her cell phone to call Chin Chu. Hubby, what happened? Where are you? I miss you a little. Hua Min smiled. I'm outside. Outside? Talking business? Hua Min asked deliberately. I'm having dinner with a colleague. Chin Chu glanced at Sun Xiaoxiao, who was sitting across from him, and said faintly. Oh, okay. You're busy then. What happened? Did something happen? Chin Chu asked. Nothing. I'm on duty at the hospital. I'm fine. I just suddenly miss you. Hua Min hung up. Just then, Zhang Manlin sat beside Chin Chu and asked half-jokingly, What happened, President Chin? Did our vice director call to check on you? Chapter 25:17. My wife never checks on me. She trusts me a lot, Chin Chu replied slowly. Before Zhang Manlin could say anything, Sun Xiaoxiao added, Yeah, President Chin and a young lady are recognized as the model couple in our company. They really love each other. Love has a shelf life. Once it's over, the novelty is gone, and people can't support it anymore. At this time, many people will fight over small things, have cold wars, and even divorce. Couples who haven't experienced this may seem calm on the surface, but in their hearts, this love has silently turned into family. After a few years, some men lose their willpower and go out to find new love. After all, they can no longer find that feeling in their wife. So, at this time, many families will face the crisis of adultery. Zhang Manlin spoke clearly and logically. Sun Xiaoxiao, with her IQ, couldn't get a word in edgewise. Qin Chu didn't even look at her and asked calmly, Miss Zhang, you seem to know a lot. Those who know you are in finance, those who don't know would think you are a relationship expert. Ha, President Qin, you are so humorous. We girls like to gossip. I also like to check Weibo when I have nothing to do. So, naturally, I see more things and understand things better than others. President Qin, please eat something. You haven't eaten anything since you came in. We ordered so much, I don't know if it's to your liking. Sun Xiaoxiao was very nervous, afraid that she wouldn't be able to serve her boss well. The dishes on the table were actually very good. She even ordered extravagant lobsters and hairy crabs. Qin Chu ate very slowly. He only took a few bites of vegetables and lowered his head. His side profile was very good-looking. Zhang Manlin couldn't help but steal a few glances. Then, Zhang Manlin generously picked up a hairy crab and ate it as if there was no one else around. I love seafood. When I was young, I would go to the river in the countryside to catch some crayfish. At that time, my family didn't have the means to eat these precious seafood. When I grew up and started working, I was willing to buy some. Last time, my mom came to visit me and laughed at me, saying that I should find a man who sells seafood and marry him, Zhang Manlin said. Miss Zhang's mom is very interesting. Sun Xiaoxiao played along. President Qin, do you like seafood? Zhang Manlin asked again. I don't eat a lot. I only eat with my wife when she eats. Your wife likes seafood too. Our vice director. Zhang Manlin asked in surprise. Yes. That's easy. Next time, if you want to bribe our vice director, just give her seafood. Zhang Manlin half-joked. As a young lady, it was a miracle that she was able to eat in front of strangers without being pretentious or bashful. Zhang Manlin was really easygoing. At least, Sun Xiaoxiao felt that she didn't try to get close to President Qin, nor did she have a pretentious illness. They got along quite well during the meal. President Qin, thank you and Miss Zhang again for saving my life. Sun Xiaoxiao raised her glass. Qin Chu rarely drank, so he used tea in place of wine. Zhang Manlin, on the other hand, drank quite a bit. Her face was red from all the drinking. After the meal, Sun Xiaoxiao stood up and shouted, Waiter, the bill please. Mr. Qin has already bought it. The attendant smiled. President Qin, I said it was my treat. How can I accept this? Sun Xiaoxiao was a bit flattered. It's okay. I don't have the habit of letting women spend money. Let's go. When the three of them walked out, Qin Chu walked in the front. Zhang Manlin was a bit dizzy because she suddenly stumbled forward. Luckily, Sun Xiaoxiao held her back. Miss Zhang, are you okay? I'm fine. Where do you live? I'll drive you back, Sun Xiaoxiao said. My house is in the same direction as our vice director's house. After she said this, President Qin stopped and turned around to look at her. Chapter 25:18. You live in the new city on the south side? Qin Chu asked. Yeah, but your house is in the famous wealthy area, South Hill Manor. Mine is in the slum area, the area that hasn't been developed yet. The houses there are cheap, the rent is less than 1,000 yuan. President Qin, then. Sun Xiaoxiao wanted to ask if he should drive Miss Zhang home. But when the words came to her mouth, she felt that it wasn't appropriate, so she swallowed them back. Since it's on the way, you can come with me. Qin Chu continued walking in front of her. Zhang Manlin appeared to be drunk, but when she lowered her head, a bright smile appeared on her face. Zhang Manlin got into Qin Chu's black Bentley. After the car started, Sun Xiaoxiao went home. Evening, South Hill Manor. Daddy, why are you back so late? Little Bean ran to Chin Chu as soon as he walked in. I ate a mouthful of food outside. Mommy isn't back yet. Your mommy is on duty today. She won't be back, Chin Chu explained. But I miss her so much. Can you take us to see her? Now? Chin Chu asked. Yeah, we can make soup with love and send it to mommy. She'll be so touched, Little Bean suggested. Daddy, Little Bean is right. Pudding walked over and pressured her daddy. But it's very late now. It's not convenient to go now. You two should go to bed. No, I want to see mommy. Little Bean's stubbornness made Chin Chu helpless. He didn't even have time to change before his two daughters forced him to drive to South Side. The twins sat in the back seat with the soup in their hands. They were very happy. Daddy, why do you smell like perfume? Pudding suddenly asked. Chin Chu froze, then raised his arm and sniffed. No, baby, did you make a mistake? Don't wrongly accuse me. There's no mistake. I'm very sensitive to smells. Mommy has already abandoned this candy scent for more than 2 years. It's something that young girls like. Moreover, because it's an ending tone, it's not very obvious. However, I can still smell it immediately. It's a limited edition candy perfume from Jenny Banner. So the person you're having dinner with today is a woman, right? And a young woman at that. Yes. Chin Chu couldn't help but nod with a smile. Daddy, you still have the nerve to laugh. Tell me, whose daughter did you eat with? No, they're just colleagues at the company. Don't overthink it. Chin Chu didn't know whether to laugh or cry after being interrogated by his two darlings. By the time they arrived at South Side, it was already past 10 p.m. Min had just returned from his ward rounds. At the door of the office, Lu Zhe was carrying Xian's ramen. Dr. Hua, here's your supper. Dr. Lu, you're too polite. There's really no need. Eat, I like it too. If you feel bad, you can give me money. 2 yuan per bowl, thank you. Lu Zhe smiled and extended his hand. He really didn't need to give 2 yuan. Min knew that he was joking. Not far away, Chin Chu and his two daughters quietly watched this scene. What did I see? Is that ugly male doctor trying to flirt with my mommy? Little Bean asked. I didn't know something like that would happen. How melodramatic. Pudding sighed. Chin Chu didn't say anything. He just held the soup and watched everything quietly. Mommy. Little Bean called out sweetly and then ran over to Huamian. Huamin and Lu Zhe both turned around. Chapter 25:19. Little Bean, why are you here? Seeing his daughter, Huamin's eyes flashed with gentleness. Daddy, sis, and I are here to bring mommy some sweet soup. This is your daughter. She's so cute. Lu Zhe smiled. Yeah. Huamin nodded. Hello, uncle. Little Bean looked at Lu Zhe obediently and greeted him. Baby, you're so cute. How old are you? Are you in kindergarten? Uncle, you're cute too. How old are you? Do you have a boyfriend? Little Bean asked innocently. Boyfriend, Lu Zhe was suddenly at a loss for words. That's right. That's how it is on TV. Handsome and feminine men like you usually like men, so I won't ask you about your girlfriend. That's not your style. Let's just ask about your boyfriend, Little Bean said, pretending to be cute. After saying this, Lu Zhe's expression turned ugly. Little Bean, don't talk nonsense. Huamin scolded his daughter and then explained to Lu Zhe apologetically, don't take it to heart. My youngest daughter, she just likes to joke and tease people. Ha. Yeah, it's okay. She's just a child. Ha. Lu Zhe smiled awkwardly. At this time, Qin Chu walked over with Pudding holding her hand. Mommy, we brought you some sweet soup. Eat it while it's hot. Didn't Daddy say, it's not good to eat too much at night? Noodles and whatnot, it'll make your stomach uncomfortable. Pudding glanced at the 2 bowls of ramen in Lu Zhe's hands and said loudly on purpose. Okay, come with me to the office. Huamin then looked at Lu Zhe and said, Dr. Lu, I'm sorry. My husband and daughter are here. I have to go. Okay, Deputy Director. Lu Zhe smiled faintly as if he didn't mind. When Qin Chu walked past Lu Zhe, he didn't even look at him. It was as if he didn't exist. Inside Huamin's office, Huamin drank a few mouthfuls of the sweet soup under the loving gazes of her husband and daughter. Then, she heard Qin Chu say, Pudding, take your sister to the door to play for a while. Daddy has something to say to Mommy. All right. Pudding nodded, turned around, and left the office with Little Bean. Huamin put the sweet soup aside and wiped the desk with a tissue. She got up and poured a cup of hot water for Qin Chu. Honey, is it cold outside? It's all right. You don't have to come so late in the future. It's too hard on you. Huamin smiled. Are you afraid that we will work hard, or are you afraid that we will disturb you? Qin Chu asked coldly. You. What do you mean? You know what I mean. I don't want to talk about it. Mr. Qin's tone was obviously not good. If you're angry because Dr. Lu brought me supper, then I have to explain. Don't misunderstand. Dr. Lu is a new doctor. There's nothing between us. Then why did he bring you supper when there are so many doctors in the hospital? What's even more ridiculous is that he even knows that you like to eat Xian's ramen. As far as I know, Xian's family doesn't deliver takeout, so he drove to the store to buy it. He went back and forth for 40 minutes and brought you your favorite food. Is this really a simple colleague relationship? What do you mean? Are you suspecting us of something? Huamin was a little angry. What else? I saw it with my own eyes. Am I wrong? Qin Chu asked. Very well. Since we're here today, I might as well ask you something. You said that you went to have dinner with your colleagues, but, was it really just your colleagues? Or was it someone else that you didn't want to talk about? You investigated me. Qin Chu's eyes were filled with anger. Chapter 25-20. What a joke. Do I need to investigate you? The internet is so advanced now. The picture of you guys eating appeared on Zhang Manlin's WeChat moments and spread all over the hospital. Now, all the colleagues in the hospital are saying that Zhang Manlin is capable of inviting President Qin to dinner while I, the first wife, am still working overtime like an idiot. Ha! So what are you trying to say? I'm trying to say something. Don't suspect me all the time. Even if I say that there's something going on between you and Zhang Manlin, you won't like it, right? Just because of one meal, you suspect me and that irrelevant woman. Qin Chu was losing his patience. What about you? Just because of a bowl of ramen that I didn't accept, you suspect me and that new Dr. Lu. Huamin's voice was also very loud. It was obvious that she was also very agitated. At the door, the twins hadn't gone far, and they could hear their parents arguing clearly. Little Bean, sis, this is bad. I wanted to improve their relationship, so I suggested bringing Mommy some sweet soup. But, Pudding, it's not your fault. How did you know this would happen? Little Bean, yeah. Why did Dr. Liu show up and try to please Mommy? Daddy loves Mommy so much. He must be very jealous. Pudding, there's a big problem between Mommy and Daddy. I think even if today's incident didn't happen, they wouldn't be able to hold it in for much longer. Little Bean, what do you mean, sis? Did you find out something? Pudding, nothing. I just feel like something's wrong. Little Bean, I think so too. What are you worried about? They won't divorce, right? Pudding, are they married? Little Bean, Pudding, it's not a matter of divorce. We have to figure out what the problem is. Little Bean, I'm afraid that's a bit difficult. Mommy and Daddy don't like to talk much. It's not easy to ask them anything. Pudding, so we have to make a plan. I think we can ask Uncle Jishin if there's anything strange going on at the company. Little Bean, what about South Side? Pudding, dummy. We have to ask Auntie Jia about South Side. Little Bean, yeah, I almost forgot about it. Sis, you're the best. But we should call her Auntie Jia now. After all, Auntie Jia is married to Uncle Anai Yang. Pudding, yeah, I think we can take the opportunity to ask Uncle Anai Yang when we go to his house. Little Bean, that's a good idea. Otherwise, I'd feel so exhausted seeing them arguing so fiercely. It's so worrying. Pudding, don't worry about it. After all, the adults have experienced more than us. But I will never allow a third party between Mommy and Daddy. Little Bean, even if that person is Handsome Sue. Pudding, of course, even if it's Handsome Sue. Daddy and Mommy are the best couple in the world. Little Bean, sis, your words are so powerful and domineering. I support you. The two sisters were not in the mood to play at all. They could clearly hear the argument between their daddy and Mommy. Little Bean's well-intentioned arrangement became the fuse for the argument between Chin Chu and Huamin. Finally, Chin Chu walked out with a livid face. Babies, come home with Daddy. Where's Mommy? Your Mommy is busy. Don't worry about her. After speaking, Chin Chu strode out in front of them. The twins followed behind him in a bad mood. In the study of the Hua family mansion, Hua Xiqian wore a listening device and smiled proudly. I didn't expect them to argue so soon. Ha! Boss, it sounds like Miss Hua is crying in the office. Do you want to comfort her? I think she's a little fragile right now, Ah-Ching asked. Chapter 25-21. No, it's not enough. I want to break Mion's heart before I take her away. Then, no one will be able to separate us. Boss, are you really leaving? What about your life's work here? My life's work is nothing. I've never cared about that. Everything I did was to be with Mion. What about the whole corporation? That's easy. I've already made arrangements for the whole corporation. Everything will be settled. Boss, Ah-Ching misses you. Of all the young men working for Hua Xiqian, Ah-Ching was the most loyal. He was also the smartest one Hua Xiqian had trained over the years. It's not like we won't see each other again. Why are you sad? I'll leave you some money. You can start your own business and live a good life. Boss, okay, I don't like to be emotional. Stop talking. Today is a good day. I should be happy. Yes, as long as you're happy, we're happy. Go and get me my precious red wine. I want to have a drink. Okay. Hua Xiqian was in a good mood at the Hua mansion. Chin Chu and Huamin were in a bad mood because of their first fight. After returning home, Chin Chu went upstairs to his study. The twins went to bed with their grandma. Huamin didn't come home last night because he was on duty. The next day, Huamin got off work and went home to sleep. Chin Chu was already at work. They didn't see each other and didn't send each other WeChat messages. They just kept on the cold shoulder, GK headquarters. When Bella went to the finance department to deliver some documents, she heard some gossip. When she came back, she was in a bad mood. Noon, inside the GK cafeteria, Bella and Jishin sat in a corner and chatted after getting lunch. What's wrong? You don't look well. Is something on your mind? Jishin asked. Bella didn't say anything. The broccoli today was good. Let me get you some more. Jishin was about to get up. No, I don't want to eat. Sit down, I have something to tell you. Why are you so serious? What's wrong? Jishin and Bella's relationship had always been slow. On one hand, it was because Bella was older than Jishin. She had the aura of a strong career woman. Secondly, Jishin had always been afraid that he wouldn't be able to be her friend if he told her about it, so he had always been more than a friend but less than a lover. Bella was nice to Jishin, but she was worried that people in the company would gossip about him. After all, he was President Chin's brother-in-law. It was inevitable that people would say that Bella had seduced the CEO's brother-in-law in order to marry into a rich family. Therefore, their relationship had been put on hold. However, Bella treated Jishin much better than the other colleagues, which made Jishin very satisfied. He always obeyed Bella, who was like a big sister to him, whether it was in work or in life. Recently, have you noticed anything wrong with President Chin and President Hua? You mean my sister and brother-in-law? Jishin froze. Bella nodded. No. I haven't been messaging my sister on WeChat recently. She's been pretty busy. What's wrong? I heard rumors from the finance department today. What rumor? Do you know Sun Xiaoxiao who was hospitalized a while ago? I heard. Wasn't she the one who had a heart attack and was sent to the emergency room? Yes, she treated President Chin to dinner after she was discharged. Oh, that's normal. That woman is in her 40s. She's old and ugly. Even if she had dinner with my brother-in-law, it would be fine. Jishin laughed heartily. No, the problem is, there was someone else that day. Someone else? Who? Do you remember Zhang Manlin? Bella asked Jishin seriously. Chapter 25-22. Zhang Manlin. That name sounds familiar. Jishin tried his best to recall. The woman who came to work at our company and was fired by President Chin. Oh. I remember now. Is she the woman who looks like my sister? Yes, but I really don't think she looks like Sister Mian. She can't compare to her at all. Bella had a strong opinion of Zhang Manlin. Of course. My sister is the one and only genius in the world. Come on, that's not the point. The point is, I think that woman is interested in President Chin. That can't be, right? It's true. I heard from Sun Xiaoxiao. Then, Bella told Jishin everything she heard from the finance department about the dinner that day. Most of the rumors were scary because you never knew what version would come out of someone else's mouth. So, what Bella heard wasn't as simple as a dinner. It was said that President Chin took the woman home and the two of them spent 2 hours alone. After hearing this, Jishin's face turned serious. Bella, is that really what you heard? I don't think it's reliable. My brother-in-law isn't that kind of person. Why would I lie to you? That's what I heard from Sun Xiaoxiao when she was chatting with the others. She said that President Chin kept looking at Zhang Manlin during dinner, and his eyes never left her. That can't be. My brother-in-law. I know him quite well. He's not that kind of person. He's really good to my sister. In the past, even when Mayor Song's daughter offered herself to him, he didn't want her, let alone an inexperienced young lady. It's a little unbelievable. Ji-shin, don't forget that Zhang Manlin has something special about her. What? She looks like Sister Mian when she was young. It's hard to say if President Qin didn't get lost in her or bring back memories of his youth. You don't say. You do have a point. Yeah, that woman is very scheming. So, I advise you to go and see Sister Mian when you have time and tell her about it. It's best if there's no sign of it. If there is, it's best to nip it in the bud. Don't let an irrelevant woman affect your relationship. Okay, I'll go see my sister after work. Alright. After Huamin got off work, he went straight upstairs to sleep. When he woke up, it was already 12:30 in the afternoon. Mian, you're awake. It's time to eat. Oh, okay. Mom, where are the kids? Huamin looked around, but he didn't see the twins. She was picked up by Ni Yang. He said that they were going to the new villa that Ni Yang bought. Lady Qin replied. Ha, these two brats, why didn't they tell me? I've already ordered a meal for you. Hurry up and eat downstairs. Thank you, Mom. Huamin looked at his mother-in-law gratefully, then went into the bathroom to wash up. When she went downstairs to eat, she received a WeChat message. Zhu Lingling, girl, are you there? Huamin, yes. Zhu Lingling, I heard you had a fight with Mr. Qin recently. Huamin, Zhu Lingling, say something. Really? Huamin, how come you're so well informed? Did Qin Chu tell Gao Ran and Gao Ran told you? Zhu Lingling, my director Gao isn't that gossipy. Ha, I heard it from my son. Huamin, your son, Zhu Lingling, my son heard it when he was texting with Little Bean. I wanted to ask you, is it true? Huamin, so, my daughter told your son. Huamin was a bit dumbfounded. Were all kids nowadays this crazy? Chapter 25-23. Is it true or not? Zhu Lingling was still asking. How should I put it? We have a little conflict, but it's not a big problem. We've been married for a long time, how can we not quarrel? Huamin played it down. He didn't want to make his family's affairs sound too serious and make his friends worry. But as the saying goes, couples quarrel at the head of the bed, and there's no overnight grudge. Actually, after we got married, I realized that marriage is the kind where even if you quarrel until the end of the day, you don't forget to buy groceries on the way home. It's just a trivial matter. In the past, I also felt a sense of loss. After we got married, I felt that Gao Ran didn't treat me as well as he did before. I always wondered if he had taken a fancy to a new intern at the police station or something. Later, I felt that I was just making things difficult for myself. That day, I watched a program, and there was a relationship host who said something very right and very fair. I'll tell you today. Okay. Huamin smiled and replied to Zhu Lingling with one word. Usually, she was the one who comforted Lingling. He didn't expect that woman to have such a delicate side. Huamin was really looking forward to how she would comfort him. Later, Zhu Lingling was too lazy to type, so she just pressed the voice message and said, she said that when a man pursues a woman before marriage, he's very passionate. After marriage, many women feel that they've been left out, and they don't know how to cherish what they have. Actually, it's not like that. A man pursued you before because it was a difficult process. That's the main point, so he asked about your well-being every day. After marriage, a man's focus naturally shifted because he has to go out and work, earn money, feed his family, take care of his family's meals, and take care of his future baby, so he doesn't have the time to talk about love with you all day long. The shift in focus isn't because he doesn't love you anymore, but it's a natural process of turning love into marriage. As long as he doesn't cheat on you, there's no outsider in his heart, and he works hard for this family, it's fine. Isn't that just asking for trouble? In other words, after marriage, a woman will be busy and won't have the time to think about dating or singing all day long. Take our group for example, we used to go out and have fun every day. Now, Xiaowei has to go to work and take care of Wei Yunqiu. I have to look after the store and take care of Wei Yuan at the same time. You have the most work, you have to worry about the twins at the same time, so how can you think about romance? That's what a mistress does. She has nothing to do all day long. She has nothing to do all day long. She does her beauty, do the beauty salon, drive the car, make soup for the man, give him an essential oil massage, get a new haircut, and drink red wine, and so on. Lingling, you're right. I agree with you, Huamin agreed. Yeah, right. That's why I said that you shouldn't be too hard on Mr. Qin. Let's talk things out. Xiaowei, you, Gao Ran, and Qin Chu have been together since high school. After so many years, we all know each other's personalities. I don't believe that Mr. Qin cheated on you. Of course, I don't believe that you had an affair with a male doctor either. That's bullshit. Did Little Bean say that I had an affair with a male doctor? Huamin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Chapter 25-24. You don't know that Little Bean likes to exaggerate. Sometimes, my Bui Yuan doesn't have enough EQ to understand. Ha. Okay. We adults will never understand the world of children. Anyway, Mian, take good care of yourself. If you're tired, stop and rest. If you're bored, we'll go out to sing and eat. If not, I'll find someone to watch the store for me and go on a trip with you. When you're not lacking in material things, it's easy to fill the emptiness in your heart. I often tell my unmarried cousins that they should find a man with good conditions. Don't say that we women are realistic. The problem is that in today's society, those who aren't well off don't necessarily love you wholeheartedly. So, it's better to find a man who's financially capable. At least, he's rich. What? Huamin asked curiously with a smile. After thinking about it, I still think that money is the most reliable thing. Otherwise, when I'm in a bad mood, I can only buy 2 bottles of beer and a bag of chicken feet and cry on the side of the road. If I have money, I can lie in the beautiful mountains and rivers, soak in a hot spring, wear a facial mask, and cry while drinking red wine. If I have money, I can cry in New York, London, Rome, and Paris. I can cry as I play. I can cry as I want and as long as I want. If I don't have money, I can only hide in my bed. Why would I want to buy beer and chicken feet? Ha! Who said that? Isn't that too sarcastic? Huamin chuckled. It's a netizen. She's so smart. I think she's right. Although she married my Gao Ran out of love, I have to admit that Gao Ran's family background saved us many years of hard work. He has a good job and a bright future. As for me, I have money to open a store, live in a mansion, and drive a luxury car. I'm very satisfied. You're even more so. You can marry the man you love and live in a luxurious mansion like South Hill Manor. So many women envy you. So, let's all be good. Don't cause trouble whenever you don't like it. Lingling, I didn't cause trouble. This time, I'm not the problem. Is Mr. Qin really cheating on you? Mr. Qin didn't cheat on me. It's not like that. Maybe we haven't talked much lately. Then let's find an opportunity to sit down and have a good chat. Husband and wife are so close, what can't they talk about? Yes, I also plan to have a good talk with him when I have time. That's good. I'm relieved that you're okay. I'll go make lunch for Buyuan. Talk to you later. Alright. After putting down the phone, Huamin's mood improved a lot. Zhu Lingling, her best friend, could always bring her joy when she was in a bad mood. Therefore, in this world, family, friendship, and love are indispensable. At this thought, Huamin began to miss Lu Yan, that sister who always lived in the rain of bullets, that little girl who came and went like a ghost. I wonder how she and her father are doing. He didn't know how long it would take to get rid of Ian and reunite with them. Sea City, inside a certain high-end clubhouse. Su Yu and Wei Liao rarely came out for a drink, so they sat in a booth in the hall. At this moment, a waitress pouring wine caught Wei Liao's attention. Lord Su, look at that girl. Doesn't she look like that person? Wei Liao patted Su Yu's shoulder in pleasant surprise. Chapter 25-25. A little. From afar, Su was dumbfounded as he looked at the side of her face. Suddenly, he thought of a figure that he had accidentally seen on the street a while ago. It seemed that he was not mistaken. Hey, Lord Su, where are you going? Wei Liao looked at Su Yu and walked over. After Zhang Manlin put down the drinks, she turned around and accidentally bumped into Su Yu. Sorry. You. Su Yu looked down at her carefully. Do we know each other? Zhang Manlin was surprised to see the man in front of her looking at her like this. You look like a friend of mine. Su Yu exclaimed after seeing her face clearly. Looking at her up close, they did look alike, especially the micro-expressions and small movements between her eyebrows. However, she looked more like a younger version of Huamin. Her entire body was filled with the energy and vitality of a young girl. Are you talking about Huamin? Zhang Manlin asked with a smile. You know her. Su Yu was even more surprised. Yeah, she's our vice director. I'm also an employee of Southside. Then why are you? Su Yu didn't understand why an employee of Southside would be working as a waitress at a club like this. Oh, I'll talk to you later. I have to work first. Then, Zhang Manlin pushed Su Yu to the side and continued working. After a while, Zhang Manlin took off her waitress uniform and changed into casual clothes. She sat down at Su Yu's table. Hey, you guys are Huamin's friends too? Zhang Manlin asked. Yes, Su Yu replied. I knew you guys would be surprised. Even our vice director's husband was shocked when he saw me. Zhang Manlin smiled. Have you seen Qin Chu? Su Yu asked. Yeah, I was already working at GK, but President Qin probably didn't like me because I had the same face as his wife, so he fired me as well. So, I moved around. When I arrived at Southside, fortunately, the vice president was magnanimous and didn't fire me. Then why are you working here again? Wei Liao felt strange. If I say that I'm working part-time because I need money, wouldn't that be too tacky? That excuse. Actually, it's not that. Although I don't have much money, I'm not going to work as a waiter in a nightclub. I'm a university student after all. Recently, I've been writing a novel about nightclubs. In order to make it more vivid, I decided to experience it myself. Write novels. You know how to write novels. Wei Liao found it unbelievable. It's just a hobby. I'm not doing it for fame or anything. It's just for fun. Then, Zhang Manlin picked up a bottle of green tea from the table and drank it. Her personality of being able to blend in quickly was indeed very likable. Wei Liao felt that this was an opportunity for Su Yu, so he quickly asked, Miss, how old are you? Where are you from? What? Are you checking my residence, uncle? Zhang Manlin retorted. Wei Liao was speechless. No, I'm just asking. Wei Liao smiled awkwardly. I'm not even 23 yet. I'm only 21. Then you've graduated from university. So early. Yeah, I skipped a grade, Zhang Manlin said matter-of-factly. Skipped a grade. Another genius. Wei Liao suddenly felt that this girl had too much in common with Huamin. Hey, what's your name? Zhang Manlin looked at Su Yu and asked with interest. Chapter 25-26. You don't know him. Wei Liao couldn't help but laugh. Is that weird? Why would I know him? He's not a superstar. Zhang Manlin didn't think much of it. He's not a superstar, but he's much more famous than a superstar, Wei Liao said mysteriously. My name is Su Yu. Su Yu was really afraid that Wei Liao would cause trouble, so he quickly introduced himself. Su Yu. Oh. I know, you're the big boss of Imperial Star, right? Zhang Manlin raised her finger and pointed. That's right. So you're the young master of the Su family. Su Yu, so you're super rich. Then why am I still talking to you? We're not on the same level. I'm just making things difficult for myself. With that, Zhang Manlin got up to leave. Hey, little girl, don't go. Let's be friends. Wei Liao really wanted this girl to stay because he subconsciously felt that Su Yu's love for Huamin was fruitless. So, he decided to shift his focus to this girl. Forget it, I know my place. We're not on the same page. I'm just an ordinary person, and you're all the top elites in this city. Is it a joke for me to be friends with you? To be honest, you treat me to a meal that might cost tens of thousands. How can I afford to treat you back? So, forget it, you guys continue to have fun and pretend I'm not here. Ha! Zhang Manlin smiled mischievously and turned around. This girl is quite interesting. Ha! Wei Liao said as he looked at Su Yu tentatively. Su Yu didn't say anything. However, seeing a girl who looked so much like Huamin in the middle of the night still made him feel complicated. Not in the mood to continue drinking, Su Yu got up and picked up his jacket. Let's go, Wei Liao. Let's go home and sleep. You're not drinking. What time is it? Let's go home and sleep. At our age, it's not suitable for us to play all night. With that, Su Yu and Wei Liao both walked out of the club. Zhang Manlin stood in the corner, silently watching Su Yu's back as he left, her eyes twinkling. Huamin had been busy for a whole week. Finally, it was the weekend. In the morning, her mother called to say that she missed Pudding and Little Bean and asked her to take the kids to Sky Blessing Court for dinner. During breakfast, Huamin mentioned this to Qin Chu. Although they were still in a Cold War, they still had to talk about it. Hubby, we're going to my mom's place later. Do you want to come with us? No, I'm going to the company today. It's the weekend. Why aren't you resting? Huamin bit his lip. Well, it's quite troublesome. You can take the two of them. Be careful on the road and drive slowly. After that, Qin Chu put down his chopsticks, got up, and left the room. Mommy, are you and Daddy still in a Cold War? Little Bean asked. No, we're not in a Cold War. Who would believe that? Look at Daddy's face. It's like someone owes him tens of thousands of yuan, Little Bean mumbled. Your daddy's been busy lately. He's under pressure, Huamin explained. Don't deceive yourself. Is it because of the male doctor that Daddy is jealous? Can you explain it to him? Men are easy to coax. You can either act cute or wear sexy underwear to seduce him. It's simple and violent. It's so easy to solve. Why do you need us to worry about you? Little Bean was also anxious to solve the problem between her parents, so she didn't hold back. Seduce. Oh my God, Little Bean, where did you learn all this from? Huamin was about to vomit blood. Chapter 25-27. Mommy, that's not the point. The point is, we're worried about you too. Little Bean cleverly changed the topic. What are we doing? Huamin laughed as he ate. The atmosphere in the house is so weird. It's so scary. I think our little brother is going to be a goner. Don't think too much, okay? Mommy and Daddy are fine. Huamin didn't want to talk to his daughter. After dinner, he said goodbye to his in-laws and drove the twins to Sky Blessing Court. Uncle Jishin. As soon as he walked in, Jishin picked up the twins with each hand. He was as strong as Hercules. Oh, I missed you guys so much. Where's Mom? She went to the market to buy seafood for you. I'm about to throw up from eating seafood. Don't let her buy it. I told her, but she wouldn't listen. Every time you come home for dinner, she has to prepare fish, shrimp, and crabs. She's so biased. I'm like a free gift, Jishin complained. After Huamin walked in, he helped his mother clean up the living room, wiped the floor, and wiped the kitchen. Pudding and Little Bean were watching TV, eating snacks, and having a good time. In the kitchen, Huamin used rubber gloves to wipe off the oil stains on the kitchen hood. Jishin walked in and walked to Huamin. Sis. What? I have something to tell you. Jishin touched his nose. Go ahead, Huamin replied as he wiped. Stop working. It's important to you. I have to be formal. You have to listen carefully. Okay, go ahead. Hearing Jishin's words, Huamin smiled helplessly. He took off his gloves, put them aside, and washed his hands. Sis, Bella and I have been talking about something for the past few days. What? About Zhang Manlin and my brother-in-law. Huamin, you know Zhang Manlin, right? She's working right under your nose. I think there's something wrong between her and my brother-in-law. Jishin, I've known your brother-in-law for years. I know what kind of person he is. I used to think so too, but recently, there have been a lot of rumors in the company. Even someone as smart as Bella couldn't stay calm. She kept asking me about it, and she wanted me to tell you to be more vigilant. I think you should take some time to check brother-in-law's phone to see if he added that woman on WeChat or sent her red packets. These are all evidence. And then? So what if they found out? And so what if they didn't? This is your own business. It's between you and your husband. How you decide is your own business. But you can't ignore our advice just because you trust your husband. I also believe that my brother-in-law isn't that kind of person. But everyone is talking about it. Anyway, it's quite annoying to hear it. After all, some things aren't groundless. Alright, I got it. Sis, you have to keep this in mind. Okay, I know. But you can't tell Mom. She'll be worried about you, okay? Huamin warned. I know. You don't have to tell me that. What can't you tell me? Why are you two being so secretive? Yang Meirong walked in with a bag of food. Yeah, my sister recently spent over 100,000 on a new bag. She didn't want you to feel bad about the money, so she didn't want me to tell you. Jishin changed his mind quickly. Is that so? Yang Meirong looked at Jishin and then at Huamin in confusion. Chapter 25-28. Yes, Jishin is right, Huamin said vaguely. If it's just a bag that costs a few $100,000, I wouldn't care. You can buy it if your husband is rich. Mom, you won't scold me, right? Huamin hugged his mother's neck. No, I won't. You're not like you used to be. You're the vice director now, how can you carry a bag that costs 100 yuan? Mom, you understand me better and better. Huamin kissed his mother's cheek. Okay, you two don't cause trouble. Get out, I'll cook. Every time the kids ate at home, young Meirong was the happiest. She was busy, but she enjoyed it. After their mother came back, the siblings didn't talk about it anymore. Instead, they chatted in the living room and ate some fruits and snacks. Before lunch, Huamin's phone buzzed. She picked it up and saw that it was a WeChat message from Huiyanyan. There was only one picture, and it was of Qin Chu and Zhang Manlin drinking coffee. Although it was a bit far away, the pixels were clear, so it was easy to recognize. What's going on? Huamin asked Huiyanyan. I saw her when I was shopping. I thought it was you from afar, but then I realized her style didn't match. You couldn't be wearing a short skirt and sneakers. Then I took a closer look and realized it was a student who looked a lot like you. But did you know that Mr. Qin was drinking coffee with her? It turned out that Huiyanyan was tipping off Huamian. Ever since Huamin met with Huasiqian in private to save her daughter, the two hadn't contacted each other, and their relationship had become a bit strange. Now that Huiyanyan saw this and told Huamin about it, Huamin didn't know what she was thinking. Emisham, I know. Who's that woman? Your relative? Huiyanyan asked. Nope. That's strange, she looks a lot like you, especially you from many years ago. Huiyanyan didn't forget to exclaim. Really? I think she's okay. Huamin smiled perfunctorily. Oh, I'll let you do what you need to do. I just wanted to tell you, in case you're kept in the dark. Thank you for the reminder, I'll be careful. Politeness and distance between him and Huiyanyan. Huiyanyan knew that Huamin already had a problem with her. Qin Chu and Zhang Manli didn't plan to have coffee together. Zhang's also TSSS, he's SS they s, ts. But Huiyanyan happened to see this, so she told Huamin. Other than Huiyanyan, Siyu also saw this. When he and An drove past, they happened to see this scene. But Suyu didn't tell Huamin directly. First, he felt that it would be ungentlemanly to sow discord between the couple. Second, Siyu felt that after knowing Qin Chu for so long, he didn't think that he was a fickle person who would fall in love with someone else. Coffee didn't mean anything. President Su, the light's green. Can we go? And reminded his boss when he saw that he was distracted. Suyu didn't say anything and drove past, and, let me ask you a question. Okay. Say, if two people who aren't related by blood look alike, even have similar personalities, is there really such a coincidence in the world? Suyu lowered his head and thought about all the things about Zhang Manlin. She was too similar to Huamin. It's hard to say, but I think there's something fishy about it. What's wrong, President Su? Did you notice something wrong? Chapter 25-29. Yeah, I think that woman gives off a weird vibe. You've seen her. Yeah, I've seen her. If it was before, I wouldn't care. But now that she's with Qin Chu, I think it's intentional. Su Yu's expression was serious. President Su, what do we need to do? How about this, Shaoan, help me find out the woman's bottom line. Find out everything. Okay. Su Yu was a cautious person. He wouldn't throw himself at a woman just because she looked like Huamin. Instead, he felt suspicious, so he asked to investigate. Late at night, inside the study of the Hua mansion, boss, she's here. Let her in. Yes. Soon, Ching walked in with Zhang Manlin. Without the halo of finance from the day, Zhang Manlin looked especially cold at night. She wore a black windbreaker with her long hair down. She looked completely different from Huamin. Big brother Qian. She greeted Hua Xiqian respectfully when she saw him. Sit down, Linlin. Okay. How are you? Tired? Hua Xiqian asked with a smile. Big brother Qian, what are you talking about? Are you talking to Qin Chu or dealing with other matters? Both. It's okay. Other than Qin Chu, who's a bit hard to talk to, the others are fine. Oh, right, Su Yu, it didn't go as smoothly as I thought. He didn't look surprised when he saw me and didn't approach me. He seems to be suspicious of me. I know. I just got the news tonight that Su Yu's people are investigating you. Huh, is that so? Luckily, Big Brother Qian is prepared. Zhang Manlin smiled. Yeah, I've done a detailed investigation on you. Even if Qin Chu investigated you, he wouldn't find anything, let alone Su Yu. Zhang Manlin nodded. Have you talked to Huamin? At the mention of Huamin, Hua Xiqian's eyes flashed with tenderness. Yes. What's she like? Hua Xiqian asked. Should I tell you the truth? Of course. Then I'll tell you the truth. Sister Mian is a really good person. How should I put it? She's never tried to curry favor or flatter others, but she's not inflexible either. She's not particularly straightforward or bad with her words. In short, the colleagues at Southside all like her because she's low-key, nice, and rarely causes trouble. She doesn't even show any hostility to me. That day, I deliberately angered her and said some harsh words, but she didn't get angry. I really think she's a very well-mannered person. Yeah, my Mian is always so quiet. That's what I like most about her. So, now I understand why you like her so much. If I were a guy, I'd probably like her too. Zhang Manlin smiled. Linlin, you've worked hard recently. Isolating Mian is a long and arduous task. Plus, we don't have much time left. We only have less than a month. You have to do this well. Whether it's Qin Chu, Su Yu, or everyone around her, you have to get in touch with them and make them like you. Make Mian feel like she's been abandoned by the whole world. Chapter 25-30. Go ahead. You have 1 month. It'll be great if we succeed. But if we fail, what are you going to do? I have my own plans. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, I got it. Ching, take Linlin home. Yes, boss. After Ching and Zhang Manlin left, Hua Xiqian leaned back in his leather chair and sighed. If Zhang Manlin failed her mission and failed to drive a wedge between Qin Chu and Huamian by the end of the 1 month Ian had given her, then, Hua Xiqian would have to start Plan B. Then, it would probably be another bloodbath. When Su Yu returned home that night, he received a call from An. He said that he had investigated but couldn't find anything. It was really strange. At this time, Wei Liao sent him a private message on WeChat. Wei Liao, Lord Su, are you asleep? Su Yu, not yet. What's up? Wei Liao, let's talk. Su Yu, talk about what? Wei Liao, the girl who looks like Huamin. Su Yu, what's there to talk about? Wei Liao, Lord Su, I think this is your chance. Su, what chance? Wei Liao, damn, don't play dumb with me. You've liked Huamin for years and know that it's not going to work out. You've been in love with him for years and you don't go on blind dates or find a girlfriend. Everyone in the circle thinks you're gay. Even Auntie Su secretly asked me about my sexual orientation. So, I think you need to give everyone an explanation. Su, so. What should I do? Wei Liao, I think this girl is perfect for you. Think about it. She looks like Mian and has the same personality. She's young and mature. She's perfect for you. Su, so, if I can't get the real thing, I'll buy a fake. Wei Liao was speechless. Wei Liao didn't know whether to laugh or cry at Su Yu's words. Hubby, who are you chatting with on WeChat? Why are you so passionate? Jiang Xiaowei walked over with a face mask on her face and leaned her head on his shoulder. Am I not advising Lord Su? What's going on? Jiang Xiaowei was the only one who didn't know about Zhang Manlin. Wei Liao then told Jiang Xiaowei about the day he saw Zhang Manlin. Then, he shared his opinion. Finally, he asked, Honey, do you think I did the right thing? I think you're a bit of an idiot, Jiang Xiaowei said seriously. Wei Liao was speechless. Honey, you can't judge people like that. I don't want to criticize you, but hubby, you look like a smart person. How can you have such unreliable thoughts? Lord Su likes Mian because she's unique. Just because they look alike and have similar personalities doesn't mean they can replace each other. If he could fall in love with someone else so easily, then it wouldn't be true love, right? That's just interest. I'm just worried about Lord Su, but Lord Su's matter isn't urgent. But after you said this, I'm very curious. What does this woman look like? I really want to meet her. Why does she look so much like Mian? Yeah, I was shocked. Chapter 25-31. There's a business cocktail party tonight. I think we should go together. Oh, I'll go when I'm free. Okay, I'll contact you on WeChat later. Okay. Huamin nodded and drove to work after breakfast. Qin Chu also left home. After her parents left, she took out her phone and video called Su Yu. Pudding. Handsome Su, where are you? I'm on my way to work. Can Little Bean and I go find you later? What's wrong? Nothing, I'm just bored at home and I miss you. Okay, I'll pick you guys up after the meeting, Su said. Okay, we'll wait for you at home. After hanging up, Su continued driving. Suddenly, a red light appeared in front of them. Su stepped on the brakes but was a little too late. He almost hit someone. With a screech, the car stopped just in time. A woman in a beige windbreaker turned her head and looked at Su Yu. It's her. Seeing the woman, Su Yu opened the car door and walked out. Ha! It's you. It's you. Su Yu looked at Zhang Manlin. You drove too fast. It's a red light. Why didn't you watch? You scared me. Zhang Manlin was about to cross the road when Su Yu almost hit her. Are you okay? I think I hurt my leg. Su Yu looked down and saw that there was indeed a red scar on Zhang Manlin's ankle. Let's go to the hospital. No, don't make it look like I'm blackmailing you. You didn't do it on purpose. It's okay. Then, Zhang Manlin walked with a limp. Maybe it was because of her high heels, she lost her balance and fell backward. Luckily, Su Yu reacted quickly and caught her. No, you're already like this. I'll take you to the hospital. I work at the hospital. Take me to South Side. I'll go straight to work after the checkup, Zhang Manlin said. Okay. Suyu nodded and drove Zhang Manlin to South Side. Zhang Manlin's feet were slightly injured twice, so they were swollen and couldn't walk normally. Therefore, Suyu helped her out of the car and walked into the hospital step by step. Oh, Lin, what's wrong? Her colleague asked. I accidentally sprained it. Suyu helped Zhang Manlin all the way to the orthopedics department and began the examination. How is it, doctor? Is she okay? Suyu asked. Your injuries aren't light either. Does it hurt? The doctor asked. Zhang Manlin shook her head. Not bad. Young lady, you're really good at enduring. It's already so red and swollen, yet you still say it's okay. It must be very painful. I'll correct it for you first. Bear with it a little. Remember to apply some alcohol every day and take some oral anti-inflammatory medicine. Okay, thank you, doctor. Sit down, I'll get the medicine for you. Suyu felt a little guilty. After all, he was distracted while sending a WeChat message and bumped into Zhang Manlin, causing her to hurt her feet. Therefore, he ran out to pay and get the medicine. When he came back, he bumped into Huamian, who was coming out of a meeting. Hey, Suyu, why are you here? Huamian was surprised. Before Suyu could finish his sentence, Zhang Manlin limped out of the room. Suyu, did you get the medicine? I did. Here you go. Suyu handed it to her. You guys know each other. Huamian was a little surprised, it was too sudden. Deputy Director, I can't talk to you now. I don't have time. I have to report to the finance department. Suyu, can you help me to the finance department? Zhang Manlin looked at Suyu pitifully. Okay. Suyu turned around and helped Zhang Manlin upstairs. Huamian suddenly felt uncomfortable. Chapter 25-32. Inside the office, Huamian looked like he had lost his soul. When Chen Jia walked in, she saw Huamian in this state. Chief, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. That's not right. You rarely look like this. What's wrong? Did the morning meeting not go well? Or is it because the hospital is under a lot of pressure? Did you have to ask President Wu to give you a long vacation? Huamian shook his head. It's not about the long vacation. Jia, tell me, what's wrong? Chen Jia poured Huamian a glass of water. Don't you think Zhang Manlin is loved by everyone? Why are you talking about her all of a sudden? Tell me about it. Huamian lowered his head and took a sip of water. If you ask me, Zhang Manlin is really scheming. On the surface, she seems to get along well with everyone, but in reality, no one knows what she's thinking. However, she's always so playful with the male doctors and doesn't try to keep a distance. She treats all the men as her spare tire and flirts with them everywhere. I can't say that she's loved by everyone. She's more like a social butterfly who flirts with men from all walks of life. I really don't like her. I don't know what others think about her. Chen Jia didn't like Zhang Manlin mostly because of Huamian. Perhaps it was because of Huamian that she didn't like Zhang Manlin. After all, she's a little girl. It's normal for her to be a little narrow-minded. Am I too rigid? Do my colleagues not like me? For the first time, Huamian doubted himself and felt a little dejected. Of course not. Department Director, you've been here for a few years. Many people have watched you climb up the ranks step by step. You're really capable. Who dares to perform those difficult and complicated surgeries? Only you and those chief surgeons work overtime to perform them. Everyone admires you. Everyone is sincerely convinced that you've been promoted to the associate hospital director. Is that really the case? Of course. Don't let your imagination run wild. If it's because of that woman, you don't have to understand it all. How can she be compared to you? You must not listen to the gossip of the people in the hospital. Most of them are not worth listening to. Yes. After Chen Jia left, Siyu knocked on the door and came in. Mian. Ah, you're done. Yeah, I was so busy that I forgot to tell you. This morning, I ran a red light and hit her, so I was worried and sent her to the hospital. Actually, we're not that close. For some reason, Siyu didn't want Huamin to misunderstand him and Zhang Manlin. Ah, it's fine. Little Zhang is a nice person. She won't blackmail you. And that girl has a good heart and is trying to extort me. That's why I felt even more uneasy and wanted to come take a look. Are you okay now? Huamin asked. She's fine. The doctor said that it's just an external injury. She just needs to recuperate. That's good. Huamin nodded. You haven't been sleeping well lately. Suyu looked down at Huamin and asked. Why do you say that? You have panda eyes. Suyu smiled. Ha! Do I? Huamin immediately took out a small mirror from his drawer and looked at himself. Sure enough, the dark circles under his eyes were more serious and the bags under his eyes were more obvious. Looks like I've been staying up too late lately. That's why you shouldn't work so hard. Rest well, workaholic. Okay. Then I'll go out first. You do your work. Okay. Suyu nodded and walked out. After a few steps, he heard someone yell from behind him, Suyu, wait. He turned around and saw Zhang Manlin limping towards him. Mom, my classmate is here. After Wei Dong finished speaking, an older middle-aged woman walked out. Her body was slightly plump. He was wearing a floral shirt and black trousers. This must be Huamin, right? Wei Dong's mother's voice was very bright. Hello, Auntie. Hey, hello. Have a seat, there's one more dish. It'll be ready soon. Let's eat. Auntie, you don't have to be so polite. Just eat something, it's too much trouble. Huamin was a little embarrassed. It's no trouble at all. Wait a moment, Dong Zi, talk to Huamin. Okay. Let me wash some fruits for you, said Wei Dong. It's okay, I really don't want to eat. Oh right, why did you ask me out for dinner today? Asked Huamin with a smile. I have good news for you in a bit, said Wei Dong mysteriously. Chapter 25-34. What's the good news? Huamin was curious. I'll tell you in a bit. Let's eat first. Wei Dong purposely beat around the bush. Huamian took a closer look at Wei Dong. He was no longer as down and out as he was the other day. His white shirt was clean and tidy, and he looked radiant. Just then, Wei Dong's mother came out with the dishes. Okay, it's time to eat. Dong, get me on a bowl and chopsticks. Okay. The mother and son busied themselves with the dishes. When all the dishes were on the table, the three of them sat around the small dining table. Huamin glanced at the dishes. There weren't many dishes, only 4. One was braised carp, one was stir-fried pork with garlic, one was tiger skin green pepper, and the other was stewed beef brisket with tomatoes. Although it was a simple home-cooked meal, it smelled very fragrant and had the flavor of that era. Kid, are you hungry? Hurry up and eat. Wei Dong's mother smiled at Huamin. My mom's really good at cooking. Try it. Wei Dong kept putting food on Huamin's plate. Huamin couldn't refuse such kindness. He lowered his head and ate. The food was indeed delicious, even more authentic than his mother's. How is it? Wei Dong asked. It's delicious, Huamin praised from the bottom of his heart. Eat more if you like it, Wei Dong's mother said as she put food on Huamin's plate. It's okay, Auntie. I can't finish this much. Don't keep putting food on my plate. I'm embarrassed. It's okay. Eat more. Look at how skinny you are. Thank you, Auntie. After some pleasantries, the three of them ate and chatted. Wei Dong was in a good mood. He even drank a bottle of beer. Near the end of the meal, Wei Dong's mother suddenly stood up and knelt down in front of Huamin. Huamin didn't know what to do. Kid, it's all thanks to you that Dong can turn things around. Thank you. I'm really grateful. Auntie, what are you doing? Get up. I don't deserve this. Huamin was also anxious. Because he was not as heavy as Wei Dong's mother, he could not exert any strength. Last month, I almost ran out of money for my medicine. Dongzi went to borrow 1,000 yuan from his old friends, but they didn't lend it to us. We don't blame them. After all, people in this society are realistic. So when I found out that you were willing to lend Dongzi so much money, I really didn't know what to say. Anyway, thank you. Our whole family will never forget your kindness. Auntie, please get up first. I can't stay here with you like this. Mom, you should get up first. Huamin is scared, Wei Dong added. Only then did Wei Dong's mother slowly get up. Huamin helped her up. Auntie, I only lent him the money. He'll have to pay me back when he makes money. Plus, I think Wei Dong has a good head for business. If he works hard, he'll definitely be successful. You guys will be too. Thank you for trusting my son. To be honest, Dongzi has always liked you. Chapter 25-35. The money you lent me last time, Emichim, and Huamin was anxious when Wei Dong stopped talking. Didn't I rent a big store? The rent for that place is cheap, only 200,000 yuan per year for 800 square meters. Go on. Huamian was impatient as she listened. I signed a 5-year contract with the owner. The owner didn't want me to go back on my word, so he forced me to rent it for 5 years. I paid 1 million yuan in rent, which means that for the next 5 years, this place is mine. A few days later, the city government took a liking to it and turned it into an ecological park. Construction is about to start soon. Because I had the lease contract, I received more than 5 million yuan in compensation, so you made 5 million yuan before you even opened? Huamin was amused. Wei Dong nodded. Emsham, that's a bit high, right? It's more than a bit high. You're so lucky. So, Dong, you should return the money to Mian, Wei Dong's mother urged. It's okay, Auntie. I really don't need it. You're trying to make a comeback and need money in many places. Just use it. No, I'll return the money to you first. I'll borrow it from you when I need it. Now that I've earned 5 million yuan, I can open a repair shop somewhere else. Plus, I'm not in debt. I'm really lucky. Wei Dong was in a good mood. That's good news. It means that you're in luck now, Huamin comforted him. Emichim, after I open a repair shop and make money, I'll hire a lawyer and help my dad and uncle appeal the case. Is there any hope for your uncle's case? Huamin asked. Yes, but my family went bankrupt at the time. We were too poor and couldn't afford the lawyer's fees. Actually, those things weren't done by my father and uncle in the first place. They were just scapegoats. The real mastermind is still at large. Otherwise, this world is too fucking unfair. Wei Dong was furious when he said this. Isn't it all in the past now? Everything will be fine. Just let me know if you need me. Don't. You've already helped me a lot. Thinking about how I treated you in the past, I'm really inhumane. Huamin, you're a good man. If you were a man, I would definitely become sworn brothers with you. You're really my benefactor. Our Wei clan will never forget your kindness. Alright, I didn't intend for you to repay my kindness or anything. I just felt that everyone has their difficulties. Since I can help you, it's also fate. Don't feel burdened. By the way, I've saved the 5 million on this card. The password is 668. You can transfer the money directly to your account. Do you really have enough? Huamin didn't take the money immediately. It's really enough. If it's not enough, I'll definitely borrow more from you. Wei Dong smiled. Okay, then I'll take it. Huamin didn't hesitate. He took the card and put it in his bag. After dinner, Huamin saw that it was getting late, so he got up and said goodbye. Wei Dong walked her downstairs. Looking at his teenage goddess, who was still so slim and elegant, Wei Dong couldn't help but feel a little emotional. Huamin. Emichim. You're really a good person. I think you deserve everything you have today. Wei Dong suddenly sighed. Hey, there's no such thing as deserving. We're all working hard. Life isn't easy to begin with. Do you really not mind what everyone said about you in the past? Wei Dong suddenly asked in a serious tone. Chapter 2536. What? They said that you seduced Qin Chu by hook or by crook in order to marry into a rich family. They said that you're too arrogant and scheming. They also said that you're a gold digger and only make friends with rich people. Anyway, they said all kinds of nasty things. You know, every class reunion, after a few rounds of drinking, they'll start talking nonsense. The guys are just bragging, but the girls are gossipy, so they'll talk nonsense everywhere. You, Zhu Lingling, Lu Xiying. Anyway, they'll talk about anyone who's not there. I don't mind. They can say whatever they want. After all, I don't need others to guide me in my life. If they want to watch, they can do it. Huamin smiled faintly. I have to admire your mental fortitude. Wei Dong gave him a thumbs up. Actually, this has nothing to do with mental fortitude. It's just a matter of looking at things from a different perspective. You don't have to worry too much about it. Most people are like this. People's mouths are the most unreliable. They can be good or bad. If you take it seriously, you're just asking for trouble. Yes, I used to eat and drink with them, and I thought it was quite interesting. But one day, I became their laughingstock, and I couldn't laugh anymore. At that time, I clearly understood what it was like to be criticized by others. Although I didn't go to the last class reunion, I knew in my heart that they said that about me. To be honest, now that I have money and have made a comeback, according to my previous personality, I should have gone to find them for a meal and then show them that I'm doing well again. But after thinking about it, I don't think it's necessary. In the future, I want to be like you. I want to live a low-key life for my family and for the people I love. Anyway, take good care of your family. They've done the most for you. Also, you're not young anymore. When you're busy with your career, you should keep an eye out for good girls. You're my only son, and I want to have grandchildren as soon as possible. Look at my family, the twins are already a few years old. Yes, time is unforgiving. When you were doing your internship at the first hospital, you were still a young nurse. You graduated from university half a year ago. Ha! Now you're a mother of two, but you're still so young and calm. It's as if time has passed you by. Alright, enough with the compliments. We've been classmates for so many years. Do your job well. Call me if you need anything. Let me give you a ride. Wei Dong was very sincere. No need. I can drive myself. It's not that late. After that, Huamin pressed the remote control and got into the Porsche. Drive slowly and be careful, Wei Dong warned. Okay, Huamin nodded, then quickly reversed out of the alley and headed towards South Hill Manor. Wei Dong looked at the beautiful figure and sighed slightly. He knew very well that whether it was in the past or now, Huamin was a woman who was out of his reach. She could only be a beautiful dream of his youth. At a banquet in a hotel downtown, since Huamin didn't come, Qin Chu went alone. To his surprise, he ran into Shen Mingxi and Hui Yanyan at the banquet. President Qin, where's Mian? Hui Yanyan asked with a smile. Oh, she's working overtime. Qin Chu's reaction was very indifferent. I see. How have you guys been? Hui Yanyan asked. Qin Chu coldly glanced at Hui Yanyan's face. You should talk to Mian. It's not appropriate for you to talk to me. Qin Chu was as cold as ever. If it was in the past, it wouldn't have mattered. But now, Hui Yanyan was unconvinced. When I passed by River Rhine Cafe the other day, I saw you guys drinking coffee. I thought it was Mian, but when I got closer, I saw that it was a girl younger than Mian. Is she Mian's cousin? Hui Yanyan asked this because she wanted revenge. Qin Chu's eyes dimmed. Chapter 25-37. Does it have anything to do with you? Qin Chu immediately saw through Hui Yanyan's thoughts, and his gaze turned even colder. I'm just asking. Why are you angry, President Qin? I don't know you that well. You better not act like we're friends. After speaking, Qin Chu turned around indifferently. Hui Yanyan was left behind awkwardly. Just then, Shen Mingxi walked over. What's wrong, Yanyan? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to talk to Qin Chu for a bit. You're close to Qin Chu. Shen Mingxi was pleasantly surprised. Not really. I'm close with Mian, so we talk when we see each other. Hui Yanyan flattered herself. I have a project that I need a development team for. I heard that GK has a group of excellent development teams. If I can work with Qin Chu, then it'll be easy. Yan, do you want to introduce me to him when you have time? I see. Okay, but let's talk about it in a few days. Qin Chu and Mian have had some conflicts recently, so it's not a good time for me to talk about this. Okay, no problem. Shen Mingxi always chose to believe Hui Yanyan's words. The two of them had been keeping a high profile recently because Hui Xiqin didn't have the time to talk to them. However, to everyone's surprise, Suyu was also here. Suyu hadn't attended a business gathering like this in a long time, so his appearance was a pleasant surprise to the organizers. Some of the big shots present all went over to greet him. Other than Qin Chu, everyone else saw Suyu as if he was the god of fortune. They tried to get a share of the benefits from him. Lord Su. Shen Mingxi braced himself and went over to greet him. To his surprise, Suyu didn't even lift his eyelids and didn't give him any face. Su Yu was a man of his words. Ever since he broke up with Shen Mingxi last time, Shen Mingxi didn't give him any face. He deleted her WeChat, blocked her Weibo, and refused to pick up her phone. She blocked all her communication channels. She was really ruthless. Without Su Yu to back him up, Shen Mingxi had a falling out with his family because of Hui Yan, so his career wasn't going so smoothly. This time, he wanted to take the initiative to talk to Su Yu, hoping that Su Yu would give him some face, but he didn't expect that Shen Mingxi wouldn't give him any face at all. Shen Mingxi felt very awkward. Mingxi, Su Yu and you haven't reconciled yet? Hui Yan asked in a low voice when she noticed that something was wrong. Shen Mingxi licked his lips and smiled awkwardly. No, Lord Su has a bad temper and abhors evil. Why did you say that? Everyone knows how much Su Yu cares about Huamin. How would I know that woman is so important to him? She's someone else's wife, Shen Mingxi said helplessly. Okay, quiet down. If Su Yu hears you, you'll be in big trouble. Hui Yan didn't dare to offend Su Yu, and she also didn't dare to talk about Huamin behind Shen Mingxi's back. After Su Yu came in, he walked around and finally approached Qin Chu with a glass of champagne. Coincidentally, I met you here today. Otherwise, I would have asked you something. What is it? Qin Chu looked at Su Yu and asked calmly. Are you close to Zhang Manlin? Su Yu went straight to the point. Hearing Zhang Manlin's name, Qin Chu hesitated and didn't answer directly. How do you know her? It's a long story and can't be explained in 1 or 2 sentences. But I have to warn you, don't let your guard down around her just because she looks like Huamin. I think it's because they look alike that we have to be more vigilant. This woman is close to you and I, and she works under Huamin's nose and tried to get into our circle. I think it's very strange, Su Yu reminded Qin Chu. Chapter 25-38. Emichim, Su Yu said a lot, but to his surprise, Qin Chu only replied with a Emichim, which made Su Yu very unhappy. Hey! Dude, are you listening to me? Su Yu asked anxiously. I'm listening. Continue. It seemed that both husband and wife were equally calm. Forget it. I know you and Huamian aren't idiots. You should know better than me about this kind of thing. Su Yu didn't want to waste any more time. Holding the wine glass, he turned away proudly. When Qin Chu drove home, it was already 9 p.m. The twins were still playing with their grandparents downstairs. Daddy, you're back. Little Bean ran over and hugged Qin Chu's leg. Emichim, facing his daughter's enthusiasm, Qin Chu couldn't help but dote on her. He picked her up. What did you eat with your sister? Grandma made us some organic vegetables. Is it good? It's okay. It's not as good as our professional chefs, but Grandma's love can't be ignored. Whoa, you're such a sweet talker. Sooner or later, you'll make us lose our sense of direction. Mama Qin laughed. Is Mommy back? Oh, she's back. She's taking a shower upstairs. Mommy looks tired, Little Bean said. Emichim. You and your sister play downstairs. Daddy's going to go upstairs. Qin Chu carefully put Little Bean on the ground and went upstairs with his briefcase. What's wrong with Chu and Mian recently? They're acting weird. Mama Qin looked at her son and had a bad feeling. Maybe they're too busy. Mr. Qin guessed. Upstairs in the master bedroom when Qin Chu walked in, Huamin just came out of the shower. His hair was still wet. Honey, you're back. Emichim, what's wrong? Did the party not go well? Huamin looked at Qin Chu worriedly. Did you work overtime tonight? Qin Chu asked directly. I thought I would have to work overtime, but I didn't. Then, where did you go after that? Chin Chu asked calmly. I went to a friend's house for dinner. Because he didn't tell Chin Chu about borrowing money, Min didn't directly mention Wei Dong. Friend? What friend? Is it a man? Min was thinking about what to say so that Chin Chu wouldn't misunderstand. She then heard Chin Chu say, "It's fine if you don't want to go to the party with me. It's good if you go home early to accompany your children. But why did you have to eat with another man and have such a good time? Min, what are you thinking? Are you tired of living a good life? What nonsense are you talking about?" Min's face darkened. "I'm talking nonsense. You've been photographed, and you're blaming me for talking nonsense." Chin Chu was a little angry. "You managed to capture it. What do you mean? You got someone to follow me?" Min was also angry. "Do you think I'd be that bored if I followed you? Take a look for yourself." Chin Chu angrily threw his phone onto the bed. Min picked up Chin Chu's phone and looked at the front page of the entertainment news. It was titled, "Rich Woman Meets Mysterious Man Late at Night, Marriage in Emergency." There was a photo below that. It was a photo of Wei Dong walking her out and talking to her on the side of the road. Wei Dong's house was such a small alley, and there were paparazzi lurking around. Min didn't think that he was an internet celebrity or a celebrity. Why was every little thing on the news? What do you think? Explain yourself, my Dr. Hua. Chin Chu pointed at the news on his phone and scolded coldly. Chapter 2539. Explain what? What do you want me to explain? Min sneered. Why don't you tell me why you didn't want to go to the party with me but went to dinner with another man? Why did you go to his house? Are you close to Wei Dong? No wonder you like to go to every class reunion. I didn't know you liked that type. Chin Chu, what are you saying? Min looked at him in disappointment. You know what I'm saying. You did something like that, shouldn't you apologize and reflect on yourself? Why should I apologize and reflect on myself? I didn't do anything wrong, you didn't do anything wrong. You were photographed and you didn't admit it. Min, when did you become so shameless? Chin Chu looked at her and said, word for word. Say that again, what did you say about me? Min's eyes glistened with tears. I was wondering why you became so shameless. You weren't like this before. How? You called me shameless. Chin Chu didn't say anything. You can think whatever you want. If you think that I cheated on you or something, then that's what you think. Anyway, the media has already filmed it. And I won't say anything because it's useless to explain. It will only make things more ridiculous. With that, Min turned to leave. Stop, you can't leave until you explain yourself. Chin Chu didn't seem to want to let her go. Min looked up angrily and glared at him. Are you done? Min questioned. Before Chin Chu could say anything, Min continued, very well, if you don't trust me, then I don't have to trust you. Don't think I don't know anything. You've been seeing Zhang Manlin a lot lately, right? Who did you hear that from? Chin Chu frowned slightly. Who did you hear that from? I don't know how to read it myself. Do you think I'm dumb and don't know anything? Zhang Manlin works right under my nose. You came to South Side and looked at her instead of me. This has become the biggest joke in South Side. I've become the talk of my colleagues behind their backs. What? Did Zhang Manlin bring you something new and you're sick of looking at me? Or do you think she looks like me when I was younger? Do you think you've traveled through time? Hua Min's words were obviously sarcastic. It's not like that. There's nothing going on between me and Zhang Manlin, Qin Chu explained. Very well, then there's nothing between me and Wei Dong. Since that's the case, what's there to be conflicted about? Qin Chu didn't seem to have anything to say to that. Qin Chu, we've both been too tired recently. Calm down. I'm not the kind of person who yells and swears in public. I've never done something like that with you. We're like family now. There's no need for us to fall out and do something that's degrading to ourselves. With that, Hua Min opened the door and walked out. Mian, where are you going? I'm going back to Mom's place for a night. Take care of our daughter. With that, Hua Min took his phone and left. He didn't even have time to bring a change of clothes. Watching Hua Min walk out angrily, Qin Chu went downstairs helplessly. Chu, what's going on? Why did you guys fight? Mama Qin stood up and asked her son. Qin Chu and Hua Min's argument was very loud. Everyone upstairs and downstairs could hear it. Even Uncle Li and the servants were secretly watching. In all their years of marriage, this was the first time that the mistress and mistress of the house had argued so fiercely. Although they stopped arguing in the end, Hua Min ran away from home and drove back to his mother's place. He cruelly abandoned his twin daughters. Little Bean quietly nudged Pudding, who was playing a game on her phone. Sis, what should we do? I think Mommy left and abandoned us. Chapter 2540. I can't do anything about it. We can't interfere in the conflicts between adults. Pudding was famous for her calmness. She was still playing games on her phone at a time like this. It's okay. Mom, take the kids to bed. I'll go out for a bit. As soon as Hua Min left, Qin Chu followed. Did Daddy go to look for Mommy? Little Bean panicked. What's wrong with the kids? They were fine. Why are they like this? No, I have to go to the temple to pray. Mama Qin felt uneasy. Little Bean, you and your sister should stop playing. Go to bed. Grandpa, I think Daddy is a bit impulsive. As Daddy's daddy, you should talk to him and restrain him, Little Bean said. When has that little brat ever listened to me? Mr. Qin sighed slightly. Don't worry about them. They'll solve it. Pudding went upstairs with her phone. My sister is too calm. I'm so worried. She's still playing games on her phone. Is she really that careless? Little Bean was worried sick. After the twins showered and went back to their bedroom, Pudding was still playing a popular mobile game. She seemed to be enjoying it. Little Bean talked to her, but she didn't respond. Finally, Little Bean took out her phone and sent Gao Buiyuan a WeChat message. Buiyuan, are you there? It's so late. How can you send him a voice message? Pudding looked at her sister from the corner of her eyes. I have no choice. Gao Buiyuan doesn't know all the words. I can't type to him. That's why I have to send him a voice message. Pudding, okay, you win. Pretend I didn't say anything. You can continue. Pudding continued playing on her phone. Gao Buiyuan, I'm here. I just went to bed. What's up, Little Bean? Little Bean, is your daddy home? Gao Buiyuan, no, he's on duty. What's up? Little Bean, my daddy is in a bad mood and just went out. My daddy only has one friend, and that's your daddy. So I'm asking if they're together. Gao Buiyuan, oh, I'm not sure. My daddy's on duty tonight. He's not home yet. Little Bean, I see. Gao Buiyuan, what's wrong? You look troubled. Little Bean, yeah, it's so annoying. Recently, my daddy and mommy have been fighting a lot. Gao Buiyuan, is it because your mommy had supper with that male doctor? Little Bean, I'm not sure. We didn't hear what they were arguing about. We just saw mommy leave angrily and go back to grandma's house. Gao Buiyuan, so serious. Little Bean, yeah, that's why I'm so annoyed. Gao Buiyuan, give me a hug. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. My mommy said that your daddy and mommy are very much in love. Over the years, many people have tried to get in between them but failed. So, I think you don't have to worry. Little Bean, it's not about getting involved. Haven't you heard of this saying? Gao Buiyuan, what? Little Bean, some relationships can withstand storms and waves, but they can't withstand ordinary life. Daddy and mommy have been through a lot, but they can't withstand ordinary life. I'm worried that they're almost at the 7-year itch. Gao Buiyuan, well, has it been 7 years? Yes, he hasn't been married for 7 years, but he should have been in a relationship for a long time, right? Who knows? It's so annoying. The two little guys were chatting in full swing. Huamin arrived at Sky Blessing Court at 10 p.m., surprising Yang Meirong and Jixin. Sis, why are you here? What time is it now? Yeah, I'm working overtime. I'm not going back to South Hill Manor. I have a meeting tomorrow morning, so I'll just stay here for the night. Don't worry about me, go to sleep. Mian, I'll clean up your room for you. It's okay, Mom. I can do it myself. Huamin wasn't in the mood to chat with his mother and Jixin. He went straight to his room, which he hadn't been back to in a long time. In the basement of South Hill Manor, a maid made a call sneakily. Hello, Mr. Hua. They had quarreled again. It was true. Young madam had run away from home and returned to her parents' home. This time, the quarrel must have been quite serious. Chapter 2541. Okay, I got it. After hanging up the phone, Hua Xiqin smiled slightly. Boss, I don't know if I should say something. Ah Ching was a bit nervous. When you don't know if you should say something, try not to say it. I don't think it's anything important. Hua Xiqin fiddled with the copper lighter in his hand. No, I think it's for your own good. Then say it. Knowing that Ah Ching was a loyal man, Hua Xiqin didn't pursue the matter. I think it's strange that Miss Hua and Qin Chu are fighting so fiercely and suddenly. You're wrong. It's not sudden. It's all because of Lin Lin. Hua Xiqin seemed confident. But even so, boss, think about it. Miss Hua isn't an idiot. She's famous for her cleverness, and Qin Chu isn't an ordinary person either. Are they really fighting because of Lin Lin? What are you trying to say? Hua Xiqin raised his head and looked at Ah Ching with a raised eyebrow. Do you think it's a trap? Ah Ching asked carefully. You mean? Hua Mian and Qin Chu are putting on an act for me? Or, did they discover our listening devices and spies long ago? Hua Xiqin asked. That's not impossible. Anyways, please think twice before you act. Don't make rash decisions. Don't worry. I'm not that reckless. That's not my style. So, boss, did you see through them long ago? If that's the case, why did you let Lin Lin continue to put on an act with them? Ah Ching was even more confused. If I don't understand something that even you understand, how can I be your boss? If I'm that stupid, I'd be dead on the streets. Ha! Hua Xiqin smiled proudly. That's good. It seems that I was too shallow. Boss is wise. Ching looked at Hua Xiqin approvingly. After working for his boss for so many years, Ching actually admired Hua Xiqin's character. An adopted son had suffered so much in the Hua family since he was young. In the end, he climbed to the peak of power and eliminated all his enemies step by step. This was not something an ordinary person could do. Hua Xiqin often told Ching and his subordinates that they had to go through hardships in order to rise to the top. Although it was a local saying, the words were crude, but the truth was not crude. Indeed, one had to endure hardships that others could not endure in order to enjoy power that others could not enjoy. That was why God was fair sometimes. Sky Blessing Court Huamin was tossing and turning in the bedroom that he hadn't returned to for a long time. She had never argued with Mr. Hua Xiqin like this before. She didn't know if she would be able to put on a good act for the first time. Would Hua Xiqin believe her? Moreover, he really couldn't bear to leave the twins alone at home. Although it was acting and she had no choice, but, however, poor Mr. Qin's acting was even better than Huamin's. It was even more heartbreaking. Huamin sighed slightly. She only hoped that Hua Xiqin would be defeated soon so that their family could be safe and happy from now on. Even if it was just acting, she didn't want to have any conflicts with Mr. Qin. Especially when Mr. Qin was looking at her. His deep eyes hid his love for her. Her heart ached for him, more than anyone else's. At a nightclub, Qin Chu came out after Huamin and went straight out to drink. He sat there alone and ordered an expensive bottle of red wine. Less than 10 minutes after he sat down, more than 10 hot girls came up to hit on him. Mr. Qin coldly rejected them all. He looked down at his watch and felt that it was about time. The person who was supposed to be here would be here soon. Just then, a beautiful figure flashed by the door. Chapter 2542. Today, Zhang Manlin was wearing Huamin's favorite sportswear. Even the color was Huamin's favorite beige. The picture on the back was a cute Donald Duck. She was wearing white sneakers. Whenever Huamin wasn't at work, he liked to dress casually for family gatherings. Every time she dressed up like this, Mr. Qin would lovingly stroke his wife's head. So, did Zhang Manlin dress like this because she didn't know anything? Was it just a coincidence? Or, did someone start to do whatever it took to achieve their goals? Seeing Zhang Manlin's figure flash by, Qin Chu subtly smiled. Then, he lowered his head and played with his phone, pretending not to see her. Hi, President Qin, what a coincidence. Why are you here? Qin Chu looked up and pretended to be surprised. Why are you here? I'm a part-time waitress here. Ha. Waitress. You have so many different occupations. Qin Chu's words had another layer of meaning. Zhang Manlin pretended to be cute and stuck out her tongue. I'm just a commoner. I can't compare to rich people like you who buy luxury cars. I'm finding more jobs to earn more money so that I can realize my dreams sooner. Dream? What's your dream? Qin Chu stared at her face that was very similar to Huamin's. Me? My dream is... it's a secret. I won't tell you. I'll tell you later. Since we met today, why don't we have a drink? Zhang Manlin suggested. Seeing that Qin Chu didn't say anything, she sat down as if they were close. Then, she poured herself a glass of red wine. I grew up in the countryside. I can hold my liquor well. When I was young, I secretly drank my dad's white wine made from sorghum and corn. You don't have a boyfriend? Qin Chu suddenly asked. Ahem. Why so sudden? Zhang Manlin was drinking and almost choked when she heard Qin Chu's question. I just suddenly thought of it, so I asked. How do you know I don't have a boyfriend? Because you never mentioned it, Chin Chu said expressionlessly. Alright, President Chin, you win. You're really good at looking at details. I really don't have a boyfriend. That's why I find it very strange. What's so strange about that? Not everyone is as lucky as our vice director. She met you when she was young, fell deeply in love with you, and ended up together. Ha! Chin Chu chuckled. What's with that expression? Did I say something wrong? Zhang Manlin looked at Chin Chu. No, I used to think the same as you. But recently, I realized that there are some unresolvable conflicts between me and Mian. You guys will quarrel too, right? That shouldn't be the case. Zhang Manlin purposely probed Chin Chu. There's nothing wrong with that. Many couples who seem to be living in harmony on the surface may actually be drifting apart in their hearts. Perhaps they really only have family left. So serious. Did you guys really fight? Zhang Manlin continued to ask. Fight? Sort of. Tonight, Mian ran away from home for the first time. She left me and the girls behind. Then, Chin Chu pretended to take a sip of red wine. Zhang Manlin's eyes darted around as she asked in a low voice. I'm just curious. Why did you guys fight? With our vice director's calm personality, that shouldn't be the case. Chin Chu silently picked up his phone, opened a page, and threw it on the table for Zhang Manlin to see. Zhang Manlin carefully looked at the secretly taken photo and the news article. She pretended to be surprised. Did our vice director cheat on her marriage? Chapter 2543. It's not as serious as having an affair. Chin Chu replied faintly. But vice director. She shouldn't have done that, right? Looking at the photos, Zhang Manlin added fuel to the fire, as if she was defending Chin Chu. I'm not mad because she had dinner with this man. The problem is, I asked her if she was going to work overtime, and if she wasn't going to the dinner party with me. So, vice director lied to you and said she was going to work overtime to have dinner with that man? Zhang Manlin asked. Chin Chu didn't answer. He lowered his head and remained silent. Do you know that man? Zhang Manlin asked again. Yes, he's a high school classmate. Oh, if that's the case, then it shouldn't be a big deal. It's just dinner with a classmate. Our vice director isn't that kind of woman, right? Zhang Manlin pretended to be kind. It doesn't matter if it's a classmate, but the problem is that she lent him 5 million yuan. 5 million yuan. Our vice director is really rich. It's all my money. With her salary, do you think 5 million is a small amount? Chin Chu purposely said. Zhang Manlin carefully observed Chin Chu's micro-expressions. Then, she asked tentatively, is the 5 million yuan really true? Where did you hear that from? I think someone made it up on purpose, right? Even if she's rich, 5 million yuan isn't a small amount. Even relatives might not be able to lend it to her, let alone classmates. President Chin, I think, you should investigate this matter. Don't wrongly accuse our vice director. Zhang Manlin seemed to be asking Huamin questions, but in fact, she was repeatedly emphasizing this matter, which would only make it worse. I investigated this myself. It can't be fake. You investigated our vice director. I thought. Zhang Manlin purposely paused. What did you think? Chin Chu raised his eyebrows. I thought, You two were such a good couple and would trust each other a lot, Zhang Manlin said. I used to trust her a lot, but recently, she's been coming home late. She doesn't even care about the kids. She just acts like she's unmarried and stays in the hospital every day. At first, I really thought she was busy, so I understood. But then I realized, what did you find? Zhang Manlin asked carefully. I once went with my daughter to deliver supper to her and found out that she had an ambiguous relationship with a male doctor named Lu Zhe. Lu Zhe. Oh, I remember now. It's that tall, rich, and handsome man who drove a dazzling purple Ferrari. But I heard from my colleagues that he and our vice director were classmates. Since they were high school classmates, you should know him. What kind of classmate is that? He didn't even finish a semester. Mian and I didn't have any interactions with him, so... Mian's actions hurt me. I was disappointed in her, so I started investigating her. I didn't expect to find out that she even lent Wei Dong 5 million yuan. This. If what you said is true, then I think Vice Director went overboard. She didn't cherish such a good husband. So, do you still think we're a good couple? Qin Chu looked at Zhang Manlin with sincerity. It was the first time Qin Chu looked at her so seriously. Zhang Manlin suddenly blushed. Chapter 2544. Sigh. I didn't think that your relationship would become like this. I always thought that you two were great. To be honest, I've heard about your story a long time ago. I also admired you. When I first applied for GK, I didn't think that you would fire me just because my face was the same as the vice director's. At that time, I thought that you loved your wife so much that you were disgusted by my looks. Zhang Manlin said in a small voice. She even sounded like a spoiled little girl. She was young to begin with, and she deliberately dressed up and spoke in such a tone. In fact, Zhang Manlin looked quite cute. Qin Chu looked at her and said slowly, "Why would I dislike your looks? To be honest, your appearance made me feel, what?" Zhang Manlin was full of anticipation. You might laugh at me if I tell you, but I think you look like Mian in her teenage years. Ha! Really? Zhang Manlin was a little surprised. Really? That's such an honor. I heard that the vice director was a very nice person, and she was very arrogant and domineering. Yes, she was indeed domineering back then. She was so domineering that she was cute. Qin Chu's lips curled up slightly at the mention of this. Zhang Manlin had met Qin Chu so many times, but this was the first time she saw him smile from the bottom of his heart. He was so handsome. Qin Chu had an almost perfect and exquisite face, especially when he smiled. It could be said that his smile could topple a city. This kind of top-notch face was not something that Su Yu or Hua Xichen could compare to. This was a feeling that he had become a legend. Years ago, Zhu Lingling exclaimed that if Qin Chu entered the entertainment industry, he would definitely beat all the other male stars. Today, the twins' good looks were directly inherited from their father's powerful genes. With their father's looks and their mother's talent and intelligence, they were simply unbelievably powerful. Zhang Manlin suddenly fell into a daze as she looked at them. What are you thinking about? Qin Chu asked her. Cough cough, it's nothing. I just feel that you might really love our vice president. Qin Chu frowned. Yes, I loved her very much, but that was in the past when she also loved me very much. Now, she has let me down. How can we not be heartbroken? Don't be sad, President Qin. You're such an outstanding person. You'll definitely meet someone better. Forget it. I used to think that Mian was the best, but look what happened. So, I don't believe in women anymore. If we really fall out, I just want to bring my 2 daughters back to America to live. What? You're going back to America? What about the company here? It's simple. We can take over the place. Wasn't it the same for the 4 years I spent in America? Forget it, let's not talk about these troublesome things. After saying this, Chin Chu deliberately picked up a glass of wine and downed it in front of Zhang Manlin. Zhang Manlin really thought that he was drowning his sorrows in alcohol. President Qin, if you don't mind, I'll drink with you. Tonight. I'll risk my life to drink with you. After saying this, Zhang Manlin picked up her glass and downed it in one gulp. She was extremely satisfied. You're a really good drinker, Qin Chu complimented. Huh, what did I just tell you? I've been practicing martial arts since I was young. I'm afraid even you can't outdrink me. Come on, let's drink until we're drunk. After saying this, Zhang Manlin took the initiative to pick up the bottle of wine and fill Qin Chu's glass to the brim. Not far away, the paparazzi furiously took pictures of Qin Chu and Zhang Manlin in a dark corner. Chapter 25:45. 2 hours later, it was almost midnight. Qin Chu and the slightly drunk Zhang Manlin walked out. A gust of cold wind blew, and Zhang Manlin shivered. It's so cold. I should have put on more clothes when I came out, she sighed. She thought that Qin Chu would take off his expensive jacket and put it on her. That was the gentlemanly thing to do. It's late. I should go back. Are you okay if you take a cab? Qin Chu turned around and looked at her. Zhang Manlin froze for 3 seconds before stuttering, Oh, I'm fine. I can take a cab. Okay, I'll go now. Wait, President Qin. Is there anything else? I'll call a designated driver for you. You drank so much. You'll be arrested for drunk driving. Ha, it's fine. No traffic police will arrest me. After a cold laugh, Qin Chu got into his black Bentley. Zhang Manlin was left alone on the side of the road, waiting for a cab. After getting into the car, Qin Chu's eyes immediately turned cold. He looked at Zhang Manlin in the rearview mirror with a complicated expression. Then, he stepped on the accelerator and drove away. Hey babe, where are you going? Can I give you a ride? Some men who were waiting for one-night stands approached her. Fuck off. Zhang Manlin was also in a bad mood. She quickly stopped a cab and went back to her place. When she got home, it was almost midnight. She tossed her bag onto the sofa, took out her phone, and dialed Hua Xiqian's number. Zhang Manlin, Big Brother Qian. Hua Xiqian, Lin, how's it going? Zhang Manlin, I just saw him. They really did fight. Hua Xiqian, is it true? You didn't talk about it. Zhang Manlin, I don't think it's fake. Qin Chu looked pretty sad. He even told me a few things about Hua Min's teenage years. Hua Xiqian, I see. Zhang Manlin, but Qin Chu isn't a gentleman at all. I drank with him all night. I thought he'd drive me home so I could find a chance to get closer to him. I didn't expect him to drive away and leave me to call a cab. Zhang Manlin's tone was filled with dissatisfaction. Hua Xiqian, this is a good thing. Zhang Manlin, Big Brother Qian, why are you laughing? What kind of situation was this? Hua Xiqian, you don't understand. This is Qin Chu's true personality. If he really took the initiative to drive you home and get close to you, it would be too fake. Qin Chu has always been a cold person, so it's normal for him to treat you like this. It seems like he really has a problem with you. Zhang Manlin, yeah, and I don't think they're fighting because of me. Lu Zhe is also involved. Hua Xichen, Lu Zhe. Is he the new rich kid from the south side, Shao Kai? Zhang Manlin, big brother Qian, isn't he one of your people? Hua Xichen, no. Zhang Manlin, that's strange. I always thought Lu Zhe was another spy you planted at south side. Hua Xichen, but he's not. Zhang Manlin, then it's just a coincidence. I heard a bit about Lu Zhe from my colleagues at South Side. He seems to be interested in Huamin and is always trying to get close to him. Qin Chu even caught him delivering supper to Huamin. It's true, I know that. Hua Xichen, this Lu Zhe. It seems like I'll have to look into him when I have time. Is there anything else? Zhang Manlin, oh, there's one more thing. Hua Xichen, go ahead. Chapter 2546. Zhang Manlin, do you know someone named Wei Dong? Hua Xichen, he should be Mian's high school classmate. Zhang Manlin, yeah, Qin Chu told me today that Huamin lent him 5 million yuan. Hua Xichen, really? Zhang Manlin, yeah, Qin Chu said he investigated it himself. I suggest you investigate it too. See if it was on purpose or if she really lent Wei Dong the money. Anyway, Qin Chu is very angry because of this. It seems that Wei Dong was interested in Huamin before, so Qin Chu is very unhappy that she lent him money. Hua Xichen, okay, I'll look into it. Anything else? Zhang Manlin, Qin Chu also praised me and said that I look like a young Huamin. Hua Xichen, haha, Manlin, you did well. Zhang Manlin, big brother Qian, you're welcome. I'm doing what I should. Qin Chu also said that if he and Huamin really get into a fight, he'll take the twins back to the past. Hua Xichen, I think he's just saying. Qin Chu won't give up on Mian so easily. You can't believe everything he says. Zhang Manlin, you're right, big brother Qian. I'll keep following up. Hua Xichen, okay, keep an eye out for him. Also, you need to see him more often. Tomorrow, I'll drop a bomb. Zhang Manlin, what is it? Hua Xichen, you'll know when the time comes. But, after tomorrow, you might be in trouble. Are you scared? Zhang Manlin, I'm not scared. As long as I can work for big brother Qian, I'll do anything. Hua Xichen, okay, I won't mistreat you after this. Rest early and keep in touch. Zhang Manlin, okay, big brother Qian. After hanging up, Zhang Manlin let out a sigh of relief. She was originally a wild girl from a remote village. It was only because she met Hua Xichen 5 years ago that her fate changed. For the past 5 years, she had been imitating Huamin's style and even her voice. She had even endured the pain of dozens of plastic surgeries just to look the same as Huamin's. After that, Hua Xichen erased her history of plastic surgery. Even the doctor who performed the surgery was killed by Hua Xichen. Therefore, other than Hua Xichen, no one else in this world knew that she had undergone plastic surgery. Even her parents thought that she had changed 18 times between childhood and womanhood. Her classmates also thought that it was because of her makeup. In this regard, Hua Xichen did a great job. Even Su Yu and Qin Chu didn't find anything suspicious. 5 years ago, Hua Xichen was able to plant this ticking time bomb, or the last trump card, on Qin Chu and Huamin. It could be said that he had great foresight. South Hill Manor, in the master bedroom after Qin Chu got home, he went into the bathroom to take a shower. When he came out, he habitually called out, "Honey, are you asleep?" Then, there was dead silence. Only then did he remember that Huamian had gone back to her parents' home. This act was going to be very difficult. However, he also knew that if he didn't deal with Huasiqian, Huamin and the children wouldn't have a peaceful life. Therefore, this time, the couple was determined to put on a pitiful act, or rather, a ruse. A few days ago, one day, Qin Chu found that Huasiqian's men had planted bugs in Huamin's office and car. Even after one of the maids at home was bribed by Huasiqian, Qin Chu didn't immediately uproot them. Instead, he planned to beat them at their own game. That day, the couple had a long private conversation in the study. Qin Chu lay on the bed, lit a cigarette, and carefully recalled the scene that day. Chapter 2547. Qin Chu, honey, I need to tell you something very serious. Huamin, okay. Qin Chu, Huasiqian's men have installed tiny listening devices in your office, car, and even in some places in our house. Huamin, I really want to curse. I'll save 10,000 words here. Qin Chu smiled and lovingly patted Huamin's head. Qin Chu, honey, calm down. Huamin, don't worry, honey. I can still calm down. Qin Chu, what I want to say is that Huasiqian hasn't made any big moves in years. Now that he's acting out of the ordinary, we have to put an end to it. Huamin, honey, what do you mean? Qin Chu, we're in a passive position. Why don't we beat them at their own game and make a big move? Huamin, so, what should we do? Do you have a good idea? Huamin looked at her husband with admiration. She knew that Mr. Qin had always been smart and was always good at coming up with ideas. Qin Chu, I do have an idea. But I'm afraid that once we implement it, you'll be wronged. Huamin, honey, I'm not afraid of being wronged. Tell me. Qin Chu, I want to beat them at their own game. I think the listening devices are just the beginning. Huasiqian will continue to make moves. When the time comes, we'll play it by ear. During this process, we need to make this show as real as possible so that Huasiqian won't realize that we're aware of his little tricks. Huamin, that's not a problem. I'll cooperate with you. Qin Chu, but I'm worried that if he does something bad and we have to act like we're enemies, you'll be wronged. Huamin, I'm not afraid. I know you're doing this for our future. Qin Chu nodded. He held Huamin's hand lovingly and pressed it against his heart. Qin Chu, I'm doing all this because I want to end things with him. You know, Huasiqian is too obsessed with you. Plus, he's never been a gentleman like Su Yu. All these years, he's been like a bomb that could explode at any moment. I've been worried about you and Little Bean's safety. So, I've decided that this time, we'll fight to the death. Huamin, ba. Don't say such ominous things. It won't be a fight to the death. We'll win. Qin Chu, if the end result is Huasiqian's death, will you blame me? Qin Chu knew that when Huasiqian was kidnapped by Huamin, Huasiqian risked his life to save them. This made Huamin feel sorry for him. Huamin thought for a few seconds. Then, he said seriously, if it's for our own good, for the girl's safety, and for you not to worry, then Huasiqian's death is worth it. Qin Chu secretly sighed in relief. Luckily, his Huamian didn't turn into a saint. Otherwise, he would be in trouble. Qin Chu, then starting tomorrow, we'll have to get into character. You have to be prepared. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Huasiqian is a suspicious person. It won't be easy to make him believe us. We have to make it look real. Huamin, don't worry, honey. Although I'm not an actress, I'll work hard. I won't let you down. Ha! Looking at Huamin's smiling face, Qin Chu suddenly felt that everything was worth it. Qin Chu, he also installed a bug in our study. Huamin, damn. Then he heard our entire conversation. Huamin was speechless. He looked at Qin Chu with a depressed expression. He pouted like a wronged wife. Big brother, are you asleep? Not yet. What's up? Yes, why would I call you so late? I know the time difference in China, Qin Ning said stubbornly. Speak. What happened between you and sis-in-law? Did you guys fight? Qin Ning asked. Little Bean told you. Qin Chu said helplessly. Ha, I don't care who told you. I just want to know if it's true or not, Qin Ning asked reluctantly. Chapter 2549. It's a bit complicated. You don't have to worry about it. No, I have to, Qin Ning insisted. Why are you so disobedient? Do you know what you're doing? Qin Chu frowned and lectured her. It's my business. It's easy. Did you do it, uncle? I'll do it sooner or later. Qin Ning obviously lacked confidence. Okay, it's late. I'm going to bed. Then, Qin Chu hung up before Qin Ning could say anything. Hey, big brother, I'm not done yet. What happened to you and my sister-in-law? Hearing the beeping sound from the phone, Qin Ning was like a deflated balloon. Ning Ning, what did your brother say? Tang Chuan asked. My brother didn't give me a chance to speak and hung up. Qin Ning looked worried. Oh, it seems something really happened. It seems Little Bean didn't lie to us. Tang Chuan handed the ice cream he just bought to Qin Ning. Then, he thoughtfully took out a tissue and put it in her other hand. His service was very good. Of course. Little Bean usually doesn't seem to be very serious, but she wouldn't lie about this. Something must have happened to my brother and my sister-in-law. What should we do? Should I ask, where's Lord Su? Ha! That's good. You should call Su Yu and ask him. Qin Ning thought Tang Chuan's brain worked very fast and she agreed with this idea. Because of the time difference between China and abroad, it was daytime in the United States and midnight in China. When Su Yu received the call, he wanted to curse. Fuck. Tang Chuan, come back now or I'll kill you. Su Yu picked up the phone drowsily. Ha, after I ask the questions, Lord Su, you can kill me however you want. I'll die without a whole body, Tang Chuan flattered. What can't you tell me tomorrow? Do you want to die? Su Yu was also very angry. The feeling of being woken up in the middle of sleep was quite unpleasant. Ha, Lord Su, calm down. Lord Su, calm down. I really have something important to ask you. Otherwise, would I dare to risk my life to call you? Tang Chuan flattered him. If you have something to say it quickly. If you have something to fart, then say it quickly. I'm so sleepy. Yes, I understand. Ha, I just want to ask about Qin Chu and Huamin. Hearing Huamin's name, Siyut slowly opened his eyes and sat up on the bed. He reached out and turned on the bedside lamp. What does it have to do with Mian? Go on. As expected, when he mentioned Huamin, Siyu immediately changed into a different person. I heard. Qin Chu and Huamin have been fighting recently. They even had a cold war tonight. Huamin was so angry that he left home and went back to his mother's place, leaving the twins at home. Fuck, who made that up? Suyu froze. Little Bean said it, and it's not a rumor. Ning Ning just talked to Qin Chu on the phone, and something's wrong with her. We thought that since you're in China, you should know about this, right? I really don't know about this. Did Mian really go back to her mother's place? She left the kids at South Hill Manor. Suyu felt that this was a bit too much. Huamin was a calm person and rarely did something so impulsive. Huamin loved his kids so much. How angry must he be to leave the twins at home and not take them with him? At this time, Suyu was no longer sleepy. He was worried about Huamin. So, Lord Su, you really don't know anything. Haven't there been any signs recently? Tang Chuan asked tentatively. Chapter 2550. Upon hearing Tang Chuan's question, Suyu suddenly thought of Zhang Manlin. Lord Su, are you listening? I'm listening. Go on. Oh, I just wanted to ask you about them. But from what you're saying, it seems like you don't know anything either. Yeah, I don't know about Mian going back to her parents' home. Little Bean and Pudding didn't tell you. No. They're smart and know about their parents' conflict. If I get involved, it'll be more troublesome. After all, the whole world knows that you have a crush on someone else's wife, Tang Chuan said for Suyu. Yeah. He openly admitted that Suyu's frankness was admirable. He never hid anything. I love you. If I want to be good to you, no one can stop me. That kind of domineering care. Then forget it. I'll discuss with Ning what to do. You know that she's always been concerned about her brother and sister-in-law. How's it going between you two? Suyu suddenly asked. Oh, what else can it be? I'm competing with my old father-in-law. They're so stubborn. It's so frustrating. When are you coming back? Why? Are you lonely? Ha! Tang Chuan laughed evilly. Humph, you'd better stay in the States forever. How's that possible? I'm bored to death here. Let's wait for my father-in-law to cool down and then we'll go back. I'm going to turn into a hamburger if I continue to stay here, Tang Chuan grumbled. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll go ask Huamin later. Okay. Tang Chuan didn't get anything out of Suyu and quickly hung up. Because of this phone call, Suyu didn't feel sleepy anymore. He even had the urge to call Huamian or send her a WeChat message to ask. But looking at the time, it was really late. He didn't have the heart to disturb Huamin. Everything could only wait until dawn. Huamin didn't sleep well that night. She knew that if she wanted to make it look real, she had to be ruthless. Therefore, as a mother, she could not bear to leave the twins behind for the first time. She lay in bed and thought of her husband and daughters. She almost cried. Huamin barely held on until dawn. At 5:00 in the morning, Huamin got up and went into the kitchen to make breakfast with his mother. Mian, did you have a fight with Qin Chu? Yang Meirong asked. No. Then why did you come back in the middle of the night? How long has it been since you stayed here? Ha, I already said that I'm working overtime. Mom, don't be so sensitive. Huamin gave a perfunctory reply. Don't lie to me. I gave birth to you. How can I not know what you're thinking? Yang Meirong obviously didn't believe it. Huamin was about to explain when her stomach suddenly felt uncomfortable. She felt nauseous and wanted to vomit. Ugh! She rushed to the trash can and retched. Ouch, what's wrong? Where do you feel uncomfortable? I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't sleep well. My stomach doesn't feel good. Mian, don't tell me you're pregnant. Yang Meirong asked excitedly. Huamin froze, then she thought carefully and shook her head. No, I had my period last month. What about this month? Did it come? This month, Ugh. Before Huamin could finish, Jixin rushed in. Sis, did you see the news? What's wrong? Something big happened. Your husband is in the headlines. Jixin handed the phone to Huamin with a terrible expression. Huamin glanced at it and her face immediately darkened. Chapter 2551. Huamin saw the headline on Jixin's phone, red light on marriage of rich man, young girl looks like his first wife. There was a blurry photo attached, but Huamin recognized Qin Chu's side profile right away. She couldn't think of anyone else other than Zhang Manlin who looked like her. Sis, to be honest, I thought it was you at first. She looks so much like you. Even her clothes are exactly the same. If I remember correctly, you also have a set of clothes like this, right? Jixin said. Let's talk outside. In order not to worry his mother, Huamin immediately put away his phone and pushed Jixin out of the room. Mian, what's the matter? Yang Meirong couldn't help but ask when she saw how mysterious her children were. Ah, it's nothing. It's just the scandals of entertainment celebrities. Let's talk about it. Mom, you can continue making breakfast. I want to eat potato cakes. Okay, I'll continue. In the living room, Huamin held his phone with a serious expression. Sis, is this woman? Zhang Manlin. Yeah. Huamin nodded. Damn, this woman is a bitch. I knew it was her. Bella was right. Jixin immediately became angry. What did Bella say? Huamin looked up at his brother. Bella said, my brother-in-law has been acting strange lately. Sometimes, he even cancelled meetings with clients and didn't go home. Instead, he went to meet with Zhang Manlin. I didn't believe it at first, but the rumors are spreading like wildfire, especially in the finance department. Last time, when Sun Xiaoxiao was hospitalized, it was brother-in-law who sent her to the hospital. Later on, she invited brother-in-law to dinner, and Zhang Manlin went as well. She even posted it on her WeChat moments. I think that woman is quite scheming. Also, sis, let me tell you something. I used to think that brother-in-law wasn't that kind of person, but after these few incidents, I'm starting to change my mind. With brother-in-law's personality, he shouldn't have gone to dinner with Sun Xiaoxiao. He didn't even want to go to dinner with the mayor. It's really not his usual style. I think that Zhang Manlin might have done something to him. Jixin, does Zhang Manlin really look like me? Huamin didn't answer the question about Qin Chu. Instead, he questioned Jixin. We're siblings. Tell me the truth. Don't hide it from me. Sis, to be honest, you really do look like her. Her advantage is that she's young. She looks like you when you were younger. Her personality, too. I've never met her so I don't know too much about her, but Bella hates her and brother-in-law because of this. I know, Bella treats me very well. Huamian nodded. Sis, what should we do about this? We've already reported it to the higher-ups. You're the deputy director of the South Side Hospital now. Your colleagues will definitely gossip. Jixin looked at his sister with heartache. It's okay. I never care about what others say. Then you're just going to let it go. Jixin stared at his sister with wide eyes. He suddenly felt that after giving birth, she wasn't as decisive and strong as before. It could even be said that she was too soft. Even trash like Zhang Manlin could bully her. In the past, even someone like Song Yisher had to be afraid of her sister. I know what to do. I'll talk to Qin Chu. Then hurry up, sis, Jixin said. It's time to eat. Let's stop chatting. Their mother came out with breakfast. Mian, you interrupted me just now. You haven't answered me yet. Did you get your period? Yang Meirong remembered what happened just now and asked expectantly. Chapter 2552. After a moment of hesitation, Huamin said, Yes, I just got here a few days ago. Oh, then you're not. His mother was a little disappointed. Mom, what's wrong? Sis is pregnant again. Jixin was confused. No, I misunderstood. I thought you were. Mian, maybe your stomach isn't feeling well. Drink more warm water and get some rest. You're probably too tired. There are so many patients in the hospital every day and so much work. It must be hard on you. I'm used to it. It's okay, Mom, I'll take care of myself. Before he left, Huamin told Jixin not to tell his mother. His mother rarely went online at her age, so she wouldn't know about this so soon. He didn't want her to worry. Then, Huamin left Sky Blessing Court and drove to South Side for work. GK Headquarters, President Qin, these are the documents and materials for this morning's meeting. Okay, leave them here. Qin Chu didn't even look up. However, he saw that Bella was still standing there and had no intention of leaving. Is there anything else? Qin Chu looked up at Bella, who had a serious expression on her face. President Qin, I saw the news. The person you met last night was Zhang Manlin, right? Since when did an assistant like you have the right to interfere with my personal life? Qin Chu said coldly. As your subordinate, I shouldn't interfere with your personal life. However, President Hua and I have a good relationship. We're not just colleagues, we're also friends. In the 4 years that you weren't around, I watched Huamin take care of the twins and the company. She went from a gentle woman to a strong woman. She did so much because she loves you. So. Qin Chu raised his eyebrows. So, I don't think you should do anything to hurt her. Is she the only one allowed to hurt me? Qin Chu asked. Bella didn't know what to say. We don't need outsiders to interfere with our business. I know. Go out, there's nothing else for you to do. Qin Chu waved his hand and sent Bella away impatiently. President Qin, when will Assistant Yang be back? Bella suddenly asked. What is it? When Assistant Yang comes back, I'd better return to my original position. I feel that this assistant position is not suitable for me. Bella was obviously angry with Qin Chu. Qin Chu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Who asked her to be so close to Huamin? Okay, we'll talk about it when Xiao Yang comes back. Hold on a little longer. Qin Chu thought that his brother-in-law might also see the news in the morning and rush into the office to argue with him, but unexpectedly, nothing happened. During lunch break, Bella didn't see Jixin in the cafeteria, which was rare. He couldn't get through to him either. Southside Sanatorium Finance Department Zhang Manlin chatted happily with her colleagues and was about to head to the cafeteria for lunch. Excuse me, which one of you is Zhang Manlin? Jixin stood not far from the door in a black suit. I am. Zhang Manlin stood up. Oh, it's you. Can we talk in private? Do I know you? Zhang Manlin was very cocky and arrogant. You don't know me, but the person you met last night is my brother-in-law, Hua Min. She's my sister. Oh. He's the vice director's brother. Yeah, he's quite handsome in person. It seems like he's not here with good intentions, the colleagues whispered. Zhang Manlin smiled. Okay, let's talk. Then, she followed Jixin to a secluded area on the other side of the hospital. The colleagues behind them looked at them as if they were gossiping. They thought that this was going to be very interesting. They wondered if Zhang Manlin would be slapped by the vice director's brother. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.